got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at call. Pressure was good, the anointing been large. I broke in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Up in Walmart, I said a bounty. Fish in my ear like spit for the county. Bitch said chill, but the trigger was tempting. Whole lot of demons in the section I'm stepping. Greg got a drum hard, hold like a stick. Bank for the Lord, it ride gon' hit. 4 cents slide, it was running like big. I carry that text like a windshield rip. Flex that flex, feel said rest. I was 10 toes down in the spiritual test. Came for the thirst to clean it in most. Flesh won't toast, but the spirit won't ghost. There was no laws, I be catching it burr. Let's over views, but the Lord says spur. Fast like color with the engine on red. Put it in park after old me dead. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at call. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I broke in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice. Gave me the juice, but it came with the blessing. Get so many nights to painting the blessing. Bitch won't flex, I just wanted confection. Fear won't dip, so I dug through the lessons. Wasn't no cap in my name when I bow. Fear said speak, so I prayed out loud. Old too slim, so I switched my crowd. Pepper with snakes, not chasing the cloud. Fear said speed, spirit said peel. Bless said feast, spirit said steal. Bless said slide, spirit said kneel. Now bulletproof, walking in the king's wheel. I got that gold like a Moses the sin. Bible in hand, that's a loaded in 10. All in my cup like it came from the press. Ain't tasting no fame, just battle the flesh. I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, on the spirit, my gas. I'm on me, you can check out the class. Never won't smoke, I'm prepared for the class. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. Got on my side, I don't got it at call. Pressure was real, the anointing been large. I broke in the light like a drip of a star. Cause I got the juice, I got the juice, I got the juice, I don't sip from the flash. Still on the move, Holy Spirit, my gas. On me, you can check out the class. Devil won't smoke, I'm prepared for the clash. Juice in my veins like I'm post-fast charge. God on my side, I don't gotta act hard. Pressure was real, but the anointing been large. I walk in the light with the drip of a star.
Yo, I'm going out. I'm coming back in.
All right,
It's
shout
all
out to
good.
him for that
I gotta
banger,
switch
man.
devices.
It's all good. It's all good.
Shout out to him for that banger. That brother been working, he been in the lab heavy.
For sure, man. Shalom, shalom. Peace to the chat, man. You are now tuned in to another episode of Add Your 2 Cents. The name of this one is Uninterrupted. Excuse me, Naga Uninterrupted. We're gonna let my brothers give a spiel for a minute, man. They've been rattling feathers in the community, ruffling feathers and rattling tails in the community, man. People got a lot of questions, and from my observations, man, people have a lot of questions without even getting any initial understanding. So what we're gonna try and do is give these brothers a chance for people to have an initial understanding before they even get to asking questions, because they may be able to eliminate you from asking them and answer them ahead of time. So that's what we always want. We want brothers to be able to clearly get their spiel off. You know what I'm saying? Get their point across as sharp as a needle. You know what I'm saying? Let it pierce through, so that way, once it hits you and you do understand, the questions that you ask will be uh, in understanding versus in ignorance. So that's where we getting at, man. I've been chopping it up with the brothers for a few weeks now, man, and definitely have been getting some understanding, gaining some understanding, possibly because I'm a little familiar with, you know, how light works, with how electricity works, with how magnetism works, and my understanding of things like tectonic plates at a young age and magnetic plates at a young age, gained me the wisdom to be able to understand how some of what these brothers are saying could even possibly be true. And that's what I keep trying to spill to everybody from my understanding, because people know me to, study the doctrine of Hebrew Israelitism and the understanding of the scriptures and biblical Torah and Tanakh. But I don't have a problem with, straight up saying when I understand where another brother is coming from, because the deities and the creators that I believe in, and yes, I'm putting an S on it respectfully. Um, I believe they don't work through one source. I believe we do have a specific source that's for a specific group of people, but if people ain't picking up on it, we can't just thump as if they're the people that's supposed to pick up on that book. Some people not supposed to pick up on that book. And I don't think just because brothers, are brown and look like us, that everybody's supposed to be saying we're the children of Israel, let's rise up. Because even in the scriptures, other nations are going to be restored, you know what I'm saying, to be able to prosper on their own, at the worship or acknowledgement of the Most High in a righteous manner. So if you can get an understanding of the Most High in a righteous manner, and you know as far as my understanding, these brothers ain't speaking against any type of commandments or laws of Ma'at or anything like that. So it's like, what are you trying to find against it if they not speaking against God, because they not describing it the way that you describing them? They not using the name that you want them to use. I can understand that, as a Bible believer, but you still have to respect the other side. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't tell you to kill people who don't know the name of the Lord or don't acknowledge the name of the Lord, because that's not, from my perspective, y'all aren't idol worshiping or speaking falsely against the person I believe to be God and the person I believe to be the Father. So, like I
Yeah,
say,
that's absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not a knock on nobody's personal belief or any religious ideology at all. It was devised to be a unifying factor between the religions. You know what I'm saying? And we openly telling people, you know what I'm saying, we not putting a name on it out of respect. And but you can put whatever name you want on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not on us to dictate to you who your personal God is. You understand?
correct, correct. So, like I say, with that being
Shout
said,
out to my boy Drew, man.
shalom,
Peace.
shalom, man. Peace to the panel, peace to the chat, man. Peace to the audience. Like I say, that was just my perspective, as a believer of the Bible and person that understands the doctrine of Hebrew Israelitism. Like I say, I would definitely, um, I definitely would say that I don't see a point of me having to disagree, which is why I even want to be able to let the brothers bless the panel and give a spiel, like I say, so we can get some initial understanding. So when brothers got to ask questions, they'll have a little bit more of a basis than seeing these brothers in debate mode. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to just hear the knowledge coming fluently, and you be able to ask questions accordingly. With that being said, if you have the ability to share your screen, you can bring it up. If you want me to, go to a link or something for you, you can just let me know a few seconds ahead of time. But I know you got plenty of it off the dome, so it's on you how you want to work it, bro.
Already. If I got to set a screen, I'll let you know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? And Drew. I'm glad you popped on the panel, bro, because you kind of have a grasp of what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? You have a basic understanding of the premise because you was there giving us pushback from day one. And honestly, the premise wouldn't be as strong as it is today without the pushback we got from Andrew Ford. You know what I'm saying? Shout out I'm Pool Crew. You know what I'm saying? And Google Scholar, he was another one. He used to give us a lot of pushback. You know what I'm saying? Throwing stuff at us that we hadn't yet discovered, and it kind of we used to have to go back to the drawing board, you know what I'm saying? And the next day we'll come back with some more information to answer the questions they had for us. And I mean, this has been going on for the better part of the last 4 or 5 years, you know what I'm saying, at least. So we kind of then got well versed on it, man. But we keep telling people it shouldn't destroy your faith. If anything, it should strengthen your faith. You know what I'm saying? Because we giving you tangible proof that whoever you calling God exists. You know what I'm saying? Whatever name you putting on it. We're just not getting caught up in the name.
So if you had to put, like one solidified statement on your stance, what would it be?
Well, depends on which aspect of the stance you're talking about because it kind of can't be summed up in one statement. You know what I'm saying? Because
So for instance, like I've heard somebody say, is y'all's position light is God?
no, our
But
position has never been that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like once we look through the text that was left out, that was put in, out in for humanity to discover and research, we don't find that statement. We never find them saying light is God. We always find them saying God is light. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might hear that as the same one and the same thing, but it actually isn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
God is light. God is many different things. You know what I'm saying? God is ascribed human attributes. There's also aspects of God that we can explain. So when we say God is light, we're just acknowledging that one aspect. But if we turn around and say light is God, now light is encompassing the totality of God. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what we're actually saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, can I make a statement real quick?
Of course, feel
Yeah, go
free.
ahead.
Peace to the paddle, peace to the paddle. This Andrew Ford, aka Yo Scribe, aka leader of Pool Crew. The brother's absolutely right because for when I first heard the God is light, light is electromagnetism, I'm just like I didn't really like it too much, right? Because my position has always been as atheist, so anytime I hear God, it kind of perk my ears up. But after going back and forth weeks, months, years. The brothers
right,
they kind of
right.
they kind of wore me down. I'm just like, okay, like let me. It's not like I ever truly dismissed what they were trying to say, but I just had to like slow myself down to just be more welcoming of the message and just really understand what they putting out there. Like I ain't never heard these brothers say that that the light is God. It's always been God is light, and I think
Hmm.
it's worded that way so it keeps the whole concept more grounded, right? You don't got to be a super mystic, or you ain't got to be a extra supernatural or extra spiritual nigga to even get down, or a person to get down with this concept is really grounded in science, right? It just depends on how far you want to take your I guess your mysticism when you want to get down with this argument. If you want to take it there on some holy divine stuff, you can take it there if you really want to, because you could find ripples of this messages through different um, sacred scriptures. You know what I mean? So it's like if you want to take it there, you could, but if you want to keep it grounded, it still works. It still works. That's why they don't even get no pushback from me no more these days. I fully understand what the brothers are saying. It truly is a message that everybody should be trying to listen to and welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. Like you said, it's been for years, man, going to battle in Ampu crew with Andrew Ford, man, and
But even in the household, know what I mean? Because when y'all first brought it to me, y'all, I mean, I'm looking at you niggas like y'all crazy as hell. I mean, like, this can't possibly be facilitating anything, know what I mean, at the end of the day. I had to really, like, sit down and learn the information, right? and then see how the information transcribes into this paradigm and make it relatable. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like once
Mm,
that was done, I mean, then at the end of the day, like I had the understanding that I needed to be able to, you know what I mean, go farther with the paradigm.
Right, right. Because initially, you know what I'm saying, it was Laurel, it was a new cataracts I did, right? You know what I'm saying? But it became Naga's brainchild. And it's like when we first came up with the title, I wasn't really into physics like that, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of forced me to have to go and learn the science, you know what I'm saying? And once I started learning the science, it's like it kind of opened Pandora's box for me, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was a Hebrew Israelite. You know, I was well versed in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't deny that God is light according to the text. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always one who take more of a literal stance on what's worded, whether it be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I always, for the most part, took a literal stance unless it openly stated this is allegory, this is metaphor. You know what I'm saying? So once I started studying the sciences, it kind of made sense to me what I was reading from the text. And I was also at the time in the different spiritual systems around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I'm of Igbo descent. I was welcomed into, well, initiated into a Igbo house. You know what I'm saying? And even in their pantheon, Chukwu is regarded as the supreme light. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of came full circle for me. And once I got into the science, man, it, like I said, opened Pandora's box.
okay, con. I was trying to make sure you didn't cut off. It sound like it chopped you. Uh, so with that opening Pandora's box for you, man, especially with you saying you were versed in the scriptures, understanding on the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. How long have you been Halalwayah?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily out of it. You know what I'm saying? I just take more the position that I identify as a Hebrew Israelite for those who don't know no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that Hebrew and Israel are both English terms. You know what I'm saying? And names have been changed in that book. So I kind of distance myself from those names, and I got so much pushback from Hebrew Israelites when I try to, open their mind up to other ideas that fit within that paradigm. You know what I'm saying? Because they were saying that all Africans are Hamites. I'm of African descent. You know what I'm saying? I have mixed ancestry, but I am of African descent. You know what I'm saying? So once I went to studying African cultures and languages, it showed me the commonalities in between Hebrew culture and language and a lot of these African languages and cultures. So I kind of got pushback from the Hebrew Israelites from that. So I distanced myself from them. You know what I'm saying? I was embraced by my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We have Christians, Muslims, Moors, Bloods, Crips, GDs. We all get along in now. You know what I'm saying? So we come from a diverse background, but we don't let that those differences divide us. You know what I'm saying? We come together on what we have in common. And we all put our heads in on this God is light is electromagnetism thing. It's a collective effort. You know what I'm saying? And the more we ourselves try to falsify it, the stronger it got. And for the most part, every time we bring it out and people throw stuff at it, it don't do nothing but get stronger because it opened up more doors for us. And once we said God is light is electromagnetism, it was over with for the Hebrew Israelite paradigm for me because they turned their back on me basically.
You see, I think the problem, like with it, especially, you know what I mean, when people hear it for the first time, you know I mean, it automatically get defensive. I mean, and God is like light as electromagnetism made to replace your God at the end of the day. You feel me? It should prove your God. Nobody telling
Absolutely.
nobody to leave their God alone. Know what I mean? And come over here and do whatever weird worshiping you think go on. Know what I mean? At the end of the day. Like we try to deal with the aspect of God on a level that'll be, know what I mean, more relevant without all the human attribute. Know what I mean? At the end of the day. Know what I mean? If we still interact with our God or God, period, know what I mean, for lack of a better term, the source, know what I mean, but by ways most people wouldn't even understand. Know what I mean, and it's a continuous thing for the entirety of your life. Know what I mean, and then even after your life, know what I mean, you believe in a spirit or whatever, know what I mean, your energy, and go back to the spectrum, know what I mean, or use for whatever, know what I mean, need to be used for in the present state, know what I mean, of it being used.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I used to get it all the time. They're like, you a Hebrew Israelite, but you rocking with Andrew Ford and he an atheist. So, you know, it's like, so that's my boy. And like I told him, I'm like, bro, being around Andrew and getting to know Andrew, is I saw that even him as an atheist was more righteous than a lot of people who, are in the book, in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you want me to judge him outside of his character? I don't understand that.
I only know
But
one person that says they're an atheist that's been in these back chats that's actually an atheist. A lot of people, when they say they atheist, just it's pretty much talking about the Bible because a lot of other religions. Well, when I say the Bible, I'm not talking about religions that come from the Bible. Any Abrahamic religion or religion tied to, I would even say some Hinduism is kind of tied to the Bible if you have an understanding of the different languages. But most
I,
religions or ancient
I
spirituality.
understand that, bro, but
Yeah,
it's
I
like
won't say religions. Spirituality is not factored around these books. So once you understand spirituality and there being a source, an almighty source that's kind of believing in something, and most people at least believe in a source.
got you. Yeah. Uh, no, I'm not like the other atheists that's just the people that's just really just anti religion or they anti Bible, so to speak. Like I don't even really deal with the Bible much, bro. I really don't know much about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's not that I'm rejecting it or anything. It's just the common core idea that all religions or all spiritualities share is that there is some type of higher power controlling everything. I don't get down with that. I don't believe in that. But the reason why God is light works for me, right? You see type of time I'm on. The reason why that works for me because there's a deep rooted scientific layer about the argument, about the concept. And that's when you look at the entirety of the title. God is light. Light is electromagnetism. Right.
Yeah, so
You
so
can't
that's
you
kind of
can't
what
take
I'm
that
getting
away
at.
from nothing right there. Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. If there's room for something to make sense to you, you're not an
Yeah.
atheist. You see what I'm saying?
That don't I mean I'm understanding. I
Yeah,
can be understanding of what you're talking about, but that don't mean I have to believe in what you're saying. Right. Because at the end of
Right,
the
right,
day,
right,
I'm gonna ask you for some facts. And
yeah,
when we get done arguing and telling each other what's what, whatever, it's not gonna be anything that would classify in a scientific realm as facts that yes, your God is controlling everything, no matter who God it is.
right,
So
exactly.
that's why I'm saying I'm not anti-Bible, I'm not anti-Quran, I'm not I'm just in the purest sense of an atheist. I do not believe that there is some God controlling everything. That don't mean I can't vibe out and be understanding. That don't mean I can't rock with people in my culture. That don't mean I can't follow unique ideas or concepts that you know what I'm saying,
I
that's
believe,
actually aimed at bridging things together.
yeah, I
I
So
can
do
believe
get
you
down with that.
believe in any deity or existence above humanity? Not controlling
that's the
humanity.
thing, though. I think a lot of people that are atheists don't believe in God based upon the concept of what people say God is. Right now,
That's the point I'm making.
yeah, if you took an atheist, God is light is electromagnetism, right, in its entirety, and give it to him and let him look over that, right? They'll reorganize things, right? I ain't saying that they'll pick
Hmm.
this up and be like, this is God, but they'll better relate to this than any religion in the world
Right.
because of the tangibility, the science, you know what I mean, that's there and whatnot. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, you know what I mean, it's not an entity to replace any other entity. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, especially if we believe in all gods is, you know what I mean, one God, there's different people who have different, you know what I mean, encounters which attribute to, you know what I mean, things looking or being different. You feel me? But it's still the same one entity, right?
Hmm.
God is light, light is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is the closest thing we have in our physical reality, right? That will fit the status quo of what God is without the human attributes.
Hmm.
I think atheists hold on to that, you know what I mean, harder than they will hold on to any other religion.
Yeah, cause shout out to Moody
That's a
Y
fact.
Mugabe, another Ampu Crew OG. You know what I'm saying? He's also an atheist, and like he told us years ago, man, the only problem I got with what y'all saying is the word God itself. Like
Exactly. So that's what I was
he,
just
he
about
was
to get
like
at.
the rest of that y'all saying is real.
Is that not like I can't think of the word. It's called something bias when it's literally like just your personal. It's like it do something to you personally, and that's the only way you rejected it. That's it's not scholastic for sure. Like there is no reason for you. It's not logical. It's no reason for you to reject it if it's making perfect sense. That's what I was getting at. Like I only know one person, in these back chats that's like that, and that's what a real atheist is to me by definition. Somebody that totally rejects the idea. Like don't even come to me with it. But if you don't believe in the God of the Bible, you don't believe in the Quran or anything that's been brought to you doesn't make sense. And then somebody brings something to you that makes sense and God is there and you say, "Oh, that shit makes sense to me." Then technically you have been converted from being an atheist once somebody brings something that makes sense to you with God in there. Because even if you stop believing in that wire has now opened up your mind to you having the ability to grasp that deity that's outside of you, which is what an atheist is rejecting and understanding that there's a deity that's, I guess almighty or powerful, however your understanding is. I'm not sure what
Right.
wording you would use
Right.
not using the scriptures, but like what word would you use besides, I guess, light and electromagnetism to describe God?
I wouldn't, because I don't believe
Nah,
in
not you.
any.
I was talking.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, my fault, bro.
no, it's all good. I was talking to like either thought or
And you'll repeat that for me?
what words would y'all use to describe? Oh, we got Laurel in the backstage. I'm gonna bring him up front. What words would y'all use to describe God besides light and electromagnetism? To like,
I
get a
would,
grasp of, I guess, any type of characteristic.
I
Power and
personally wouldn't
force.
put nothing else on it, you know what I mean, because knowing what it is, you know what I mean, according to his name and classification. Like I couldn't put a different attribute on it outside of what it is.
So what about powerful? I heard your brother say powerful.
Yeah, if I was outside of electromagnetism, ascribe a word, it will be two words. You know what I'm saying? Each one of them, single word, will be power and force. You know what I'm saying? Because without power and force, then
Mm,
how do we deem it God? You know what I'm saying?
right.
I see that. Okay, we can, man. I wanna give a little seconds to welcome my brother to the panel, man. Brother Burrell. Some of y'all might know him as Almighty Anu Kakarat. Uh,
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, and new Kakarot, Naga World representative. Y'all know how we get down. Yeah, what's the bill, man? I heard it's supposed to be Naga Uninterrupted. Is that even a thing?
Yeah, so far we got up here is our pool crew with us. You heard me?
Yeah, we cooling so far, bro. What's going on, man?
Shit, chilling, man. Just pulled up to this little spot. About to go support my homegirl and doing her little thing. But yeah, nigga, I decided to chime in with y'all niggas for a few minutes while I got time.
That's what's
that's
up,
all
man.
good,
Appreciate
man.
it.
While you got time, if you could give a quick spiel, man, just a quick briefing on your understanding of God is light and light is electromagnetism. Just give us a briefing on it. You muted, Laurel.
It's an understanding, and like you either understand this or you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like in the conscious community when they say signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. You see what I'm saying? Like this ain't for everybody, but for those believers, for those who are believers in God or believer in a higher power, this understanding will get you closer to understanding God. Not saying that this is going to be like the ultimate understanding or the ultimate reality when it comes to God, but man cannot explain what man can't imagine. And for us to keep talking about God and calling God omnipotent and calling God these things without having anything to reference something that's omnipotent, without referencing something that display those qualities, those attributes. You see what I'm saying? So in the search for God, we're looking for those attributes. You know what I'm saying? So we can bear witness to the glory of God.
Absolutely. And it's like in the beginning we got a lot of pushback from believers that they were like telling us God not tangible. I'm like, why wouldn't you want God to be tangible? If God is real, then God should be tangible. Because when I read the text, God was tangible to the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? God was tangible to the prophets. So I never understood that disconnect and that angle of attack that they used to come at us with saying God is not tangible. Because to me, in my opinion, if the God you serve isn't tangible, then you're serving an idol.
Electromagnetic field tangible.
Right. And not only is it tangible, just to give you a grasp, give you a basic grasp of the scope of it all, right? 0.0035% of only one manifestation of the electromagnetic force, which is the electromagnetic spectrum, right? Only 0.0035% of this accounts for everything humans have observed throughout our entire existence. Ponder on that.
Mm-hmm. I can dig it. So
You can't even perceive the
in
reality.
in relation to the Bible? Where do y'all find relations to the Bible?
Well, let's not brush past that point of where he just said, right? Because do you understand the magnitude of only being able to sensationalize 0.0035%? Do you understand how small that number is compared to the other 99.9%? Like, do you understand how much we don't know, how much we do not sensationalize? And when you fuse that with the idea of what you don't know about God, it becomes an awe-inspiring moment.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But if you're looking for a biblical reference, I will refer you to Isaiah 60:19-20. There's also a parallel verse in Revelation. I don't know the exact number. I think it's in Revelation 22. But Isaiah 60:19-20, where it says, you wouldn't have no need for the sun to give light, no need for the moon to give light, because God's going to be your everlasting light. And a lot of people try to tell us, well, that's a metaphor. A metaphor for what? Because it seems like it's talking about God being light instead of actual light sources. So I
Yeah,
don't see that. I
and
see
when
that
people
metaphor.
skim past that, they also skip past the nuance that God is supposed to never change. It's the same God as He was before, as He is today, right? God never changes, right?
Right, right.
Well, if God is
That's in
supposed to be light,
Malachi.
if God is supposed to be light in the end, that means God is light in the beginning.
And then not only that, in that verse in Isaiah, it says everlasting light. You know what I'm saying? Everlasting don't have a beginning or end. So
No.
it's like when they make that argument, it's like I don't
And
get it.
the reason why I kind of like combat them, because it's like they be like, oh well, it's talking about truth, but I'm like, nigga, they already got a word for truth. They already got a word for wisdom. What's the point in making it a metaphor? Because that just, to me, that makes it more confusing. When you already got words that represent those ideas, you see what I'm saying? So it's redundant to say God, Jesus, the truth and the light. If light and truth is the same thing, if they're the same thing, then what's the point in saying truth and the light?
Right.
So I'm saying that the book is making a distinction right there when it says truth and light. Those are two different things. And then, I mean, all we would have to really do is just do a Hebrew text analysis. You know what I'm saying, on
Right,
the way
right,
that they
right.
use the word light in that sentence. It'll give us the context in which they use it in.
Yeah, that's
Like
what
I said,
I got on the screen right now. Um, the blue letter for the James Strongs doesn't have any usage that says it's being used for truth.
you talking about the word light, right?
Yeah, the word
And
light.
that's what I'm saying, because they already have words for truth and wisdom. There will be no point in putting light there unless they literally mean like light. And that's what I'm saying. The word they're using for light literally means light, illumination.
Then you look at the encounters, man. People suffering from radiation poisoning and shit like that, man. I'm just saying.
Another instance, this might be a little bit off topic, but dealing with the Ark of the Covenant, right? The Ark of the Covenant, for the most part, when I read about it, I see it in my head as an electromagnetic device used to control possibly weather patterns, control water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it builds up static electricity and shit. It's able to discharge and do certain electromagnetic phenomenon, and it's radiating. It radiates, causing sickness and shit like that. So like when you read the book, I think it was Joshua. I'm not. I might be mistaken if it was Joshua, but they took the Ark of the Covenant to the Jordan, and they split. They like a lot of people don't know that a river got split, a sea got split twice. A body of water got split twice in the Bible. It was one at the Red Sea and then one at the Jordan. And each time the Ark of the Covenant, or supposedly, but I know the one at the Jordan was the Ark of the Covenant, and God had gave them commandments to stand a certain amount of feet away from the ark while they activate the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a radiation zone. And then like when they using the shit, static discharge. If you ain't got those breastplates on, the breastplate, those breastplate stones are dielectric, diamagnetic materials. And so they displace the discharge that's coming off the arc. So if you wasn't properly trained or you didn't have that vest on and shit like that, you would get electrocuted by the fucking arc. It's instances in the book where I think his name was Uzziah or something like that, tried to catch the arc and he ended up getting electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? And even the oxen felt the electricity. They was even shook. You see what I'm saying? So it's instances in the book. Even when the Philistines stole the Ark of the Covenant, the Philistines had reports of strange shit happening, things moving, the other idols around the ark moving, breaking and shit when wasn't nobody around. People were breaking out and radiation. I'm calling it radiation sicknesses, but by the way they describe it in the Bible, it's radiation sickness. And then eventually they got tired of all of the calamity that was happening with the ark being there, because you got to think this is high technology. This is an electromagnetic device. If you don't know how to take care of it, it'll fuck you up. You see what I'm saying? So they eventually gave that shit back to the Israelites. Like, here, take this shit, and here goes some gold for your trouble. Here goes some gold for your trouble. Don't ever keep that shit the fuck away from us. And so like it was that devastating. So you don't take a treasure chest into battle with you. You know what I'm saying? The Ark of the Covenant was a fucking weapon. It was a weapon. So like you don't take the you don't take a treasure chest in the battle with you, man. Especially if you
Right.
get your ass whooped and the enemy fucking take that shit.
Okay, con man, that was a powerful biblical reference you brought out, man. I actually brought it up on the screen.
Or didn't somebody read that? I would, but I'm in the truck.
Um, it was just the usage of the word or, which is the Hebrew word that's there for light in Isaiah 60 verse 19, and the usage actually says for that specific verse,
Yeah,
everlasting light of Zion instead of the sun and moon.
yeah. Instead of
Right.
the sun and
So
moon,
It's
you
using
can't
not
have
instead of
sun and
metaphorically.
knowledge
moon.
and wisdom, not instead of knowledge and wisdom, not instead of truth, nigga. Instead of the sun and moon, the sun and moon is real light.
Well, salute to y'all, man. What's going on, man? The salute,
Peace.
to really clear up the word light is two words. You dig what I'm talking about? The word used in Genesis 1 and 3 is talking about literal light. God made literal light in Genesis 1 and 3, but in places like John 1 and 5, where they say God is light and all that stuff, they're using it metaphorically. Right? You got to be able to,
Yeah,
decipher
I mean, again,
whatever being able to be
who
read.
said it was? Who turned it into a metaphor? Who said it was a metaphor? Because in the book,
John,
it don't say this is a metaphor in the book.
it does.
Where? Point out in that scripture where it says this is a
Right. Hold
metaphor.
on. John 1 and 5. You just got to go to John. Hold on. You want me to share it? Let me
Yeah,
show you.
no, yeah, go ahead, but you're gonna be
Hold on. I'm
inferring
going to
something
share it
that's not
real
there.
quick. You dig what I'm talking about? It's actually there.
Ain't you
I'll
dealing with
share
a
it.
different scripture though?
What?
No, I thought he had brought up. They was discussing a different scripture, and you try to bring him to a
Yeah.
scripture
We
that you
was on Isaiah 60,
Yeah.
19 and 20.
Right.
Okay. So are they using it
So let's deal with that
metaphorically for
scripture.
sunlight or are they using it literally?
No, it said not
It
sunlight
said
or moonlight.
everlasting light of Zion.
Right, so they're using it metaphorically. Exactly.
No,
No, do it say
That's
that?
not metaphorical.
that's not metaphorically, brother. It says
is.
listen, bro. It says everlasting light of Zion instead of sun and moon. Where's the metaphor?
Right, it's the everlasting light of Zion instead. It's used as metaphor.
Okay, but it's not a metaphor. It's saying that the light. It's saying that the light that's going to be shining is going to be the everlasting light and not the sun and moon.
Right. It's
Well, look right here. If we ain't gotta. Okay, go ahead. Y'all bring it up. Y'all bring up what y'all want to talk about. Go ahead.
What do the Strong say? This is a metaphor. Do the Strong say that?
Yeah,
No, No, it doesn't.
Where it say that?
The brother just Immanuwel just pulled it up and it don't say metaphor. It says
what that say right there.
It says usage.
No, it don't. What is, go back down. Go back down. What does number 2 say?
Sun and moon.
Go down. What does that say? Meta. That's short for metaphor.
Where's that?
C2.
Okay,
that's short for metaphor. God is light is because light is an extremely delicate, pure, brilliant quality of truth in its knowledge, together with spiritual purity associated with it.
And 19, brother.
That which is exposed to the view of all.
Brother, we doing just 60:19.
Is that metaphorical usage in reference to Isaiah 60:19?
All right, so let's be fair, Cosmon. Let's go back to the Hebraic expression because we were just in the Greek expression. Let's go back to the Hebraic.
Genesis 1 and 3.
It was Isaiah 60.
Isaiah 60:19.
And 19. Right here, the usage says everlasting light of Zion instead of the sun and moon.
Right. So it's a metaphor.
No, that's not saying it's a metaphor, brother.
Are you saying?
Instead,
are you saying God is going to?
So where is Zion?
Are you
saying Zion is a real place?
Where?
Zion is talking about the kingdom.
Does it have everlasting light?
It's talking about
not until God replaced the sun and moon. Not into the everlasting light of the Most High replaces the sun and moon.
No, Zion is a place in heaven,
bro. And where is heaven at?
Nigga, in the atmosphere.
Okay, so if where the sun at?
The sun is in space.
But the kingdom is on earth, though, brother.
The kingdom is supposed to be on.
Right, the kingdom's supposed to be on earth, is it not?
Well, that's what the lion demons tell you.
Okay, so now they demons and they lying. Okay, so now
lying, nigga. Who would want to be caught in a loop?
Somebody type in where's the location of Zion.
All I'm saying is why y'all get so triggered? Why I can't never talk?
We're not triggered. We're not triggered. You talking over us.
No, I mean you're talking over me.
All things under the dome.
No.
Okay. You can continue saying what you say. I just need to know what you think.
No, it's not under. Everything is under a dome. What dome?
The dome that God put here.
Where is that? Point at it.
It's
so
around us.
I got a
where?
I got a question.
I can't hold on. No, I can't hear what he's saying. Where is it?
It's all around us.
Where?
Everywhere.
The dome is everywhere?
Yeah, it's called atmospheric pressure. It's different layers of.
So the atmosphere.
Hold on, listen. It's different layers of energy layers, and they create double layers. And those different energy layers causes compaction, causes our atmosphere to compact, and those layers are like different.
So it's a dome, right?
They're like different. That's why they call them firmament.
Is it
because
a dome?
each layer is its own separate layer.
All right. Well, why don't we see anything crashing on the outside of the dome?
They don't fly
because it's not a dome. It's not a dome in that sense.
Okay, well then stop saying it's a dome. It's not a dome.
I mean, it's the firmament. That's what atmosphere is.
No, it's not.
The atmosphere ain't a fucking shell. We don't have an electromagnetic shell and a fucking
I
gaseous
would say
shell
the
over the
atmosphere is
fucking
more
planet.
like a womb.
Okay. I mean that's your assessment. That's your assessment. But I'm saying that it's more like a firmament. It's more like a bubble. The layers of bubble that surrounds the earth that keeps us protected. That's what
I
the
don't think
firmament
it's a
is.
bubble.
Without the firmament, the sun rays would strip the
It's
earth
not
of
even in a,
atoms.
it's not even in a circular shape. So how is it a bubble?
Bro, it's in a spherical shape. It doesn't have to be a
It's
perfect.
not spherical.
It
It's
does
shaped
not
like
have,
a comet.
bro. Yeah, but a comet is still
It has a
spherical.
tail.
It's still spherical. That doesn't
It's
take away from
not.
the point that it's
The earth
spherical.
is spherical.
That doesn't. Do you know what spherical means?
Yes.
Okay, it
It
doesn't
means
mean that
it
it
don't
has.
have
It does.
no side.
Spherical does.
And it don't mean
Spherical doesn't mean that it
it
has to
doesn't
be
have
a.
it
It does
doesn't
not
have
have
a
to be a
tail.
perfect fucking sphere for it to be spherical.
But
A
it
football, a
it
football,
does,
a football is
but it
spherical.
also doesn't
A
have
football
a
is
tail.
spherical. A pear
It
is
can't be
spherical,
spherical if it has something jetting out of it.
bro. Yes, it can be.
No, it can't.
It can.
No, it can't.
Okay, so then what's a elliptical sphere? What is that? What is an elongated sphere? What is that?
An elongated sphere is just
Okay,
an
obviously
elongated
something that you
sphere.
don't know. Obviously, that's something that you don't
No,
know.
it is what. Listen, you didn't even let me answer the question. An
Well, I mean,
elongated
when
sphere
I said it,
is just a
you said
sphere that has been
you
stretched out
responded as if you don't know
oblongly.
what that is,
There's no difference,
bro.
right?
A sphere
Sphere is
can
a
be
sphere.
a sphere can be elongated, bro.
So what? But it don't have a
So it's still
tail.
spherical. So it's still
No, it's
spherical,
not.
bro.
It has
Okay,
to be
here,
circular.
Immanuwel, can you
It
just
has
pull
to
that
be
shit up for him so he
circular,
can see that shit?
all sides to be a sphere.
No, it does not.
Yeah. Okay.
Spherical, something being
Hold on.
spherical can still
Okay.
have
Hold on. Wait a minute.
asymmetrical shapes to it
Yo,
and all type of shit.
Emmanuel,
It's still spherical.
let me
I'm
say,
not about to argue with you.
after you pull that
What
up,
is the
Emmanuel, let me
shape
share my
of a
screen and we're
sphere?
gonna cover that
No,
shit.
that's the wrong fucking question.
Yeah.
Spherical. All you got to do is type in spherical meaning.
Yeah. What is the shape of a sphere?
Right, related to a sphere. Right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Type
What is
in
the shape of a
spherical.
sphere?
No, that's dumb
Yeah.
because the sphere
No,
is a
a
shape.
sphere.
That's
Hold on. Share
redundant
my
because
screen.
a sphere is a shape. That's a leading
Share
question.
my
Like I said,
screen.
you
Yeah.
only got to type in
We're gonna look at a
spherical
sphere
meaning. All
real
you got to
quick.
do is type in
And then
spherical
we gonna look.
and bring up the meaning.
I brought up sphere. I bring it
Spherical.
in.
Spherical.
Spherical. You said spherical.
Oh,
Spherical.
Do you think that's gonna change it?
Yes, nigga, suffixes change the meaning of fucking
Okay.
words. You don't
Watch
understand
this.
English?
Watch this. Watch. He think that's gonna change it. You think that's
It's
gonna
gonna tell
change
you
it?
like a spear, bro. It's
You
gonna
think
tell
it's
you
gonna
like
change it?
a
This is why you
spear.
got beat up in the debate.
Did I?
Say
Watch
so.
this. Bring my
Did I?
screen up. Bring my screen up.
Read
The whole
spherical.
He ain't
What does
showing
spherical
nothing.
say?
He ain't
How you
showing
be?
nothing.
Let me ask you.
Globular. Nigga, spherical.
What does globular mean? Globular
Yeah.
nigga, a glob of spit, nigga, is globular, nigga.
No, it's not. It's not.
As globular. The word
It's
ain't
globular.
globular, Cosmon.
It
It's
is
Globular and globular, nigga, regardless of what dialect you use, still means it does not mean that it's a perfect sphere.
Sphere is when you're
Bro.
spherical, it does mean that. Hold on. Listen, he brought up his source. Let me bring up mine.
Well, hold on. Just to be frank, the Earth isn't a perfect sphere, and
It's not
people
a
call
perfect sphere.
and people even NASA has called the Earth a sphere, and it's not a perfect sphere. So
It's not a perfect sphere. So, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's spherical. It's not a perfect sphere.
That's one thing
All
I
we
agree
gotta
with
do,
Neil
we got
deGrasse Tyson
supercomputers
on is that the Earth is a what do you call it? A oblong
And,
sphere.
and look what it says. Shaped like a sphere. Not that it's a 360 degrees all around sphere, but it's shaped like a sphere. So a teardrop is spherical. A football is spherical.
Right.
That's what happens when you just keep running your mouth and just think you know every fucking thing. It's just the little shit. It's the little shit.
You can't throw semantics.
Look,
at
we
now
gotta. Hey, look. Is somebody gonna let me share my screen? Share my screen real quick.
Okay, I'm about to.
It says something spherical is like a sphere. It says like a sphere. in being round. It says or more or less.
Round
It says
or
more or less
less
round. It says more or
in
less round. Do
three
you know what
dimensions.
more or less round is? Hold on, let me read it
Yeah.
again for you for
Hold on,
those
I'm
in the
about to
back
tell you.
who can't read
Because remember,
properly.
we're talking
It
about
says
the
something
atmosphere.
spherical is something. It says is like a sphere.
Uh-huh.
Is being round or more or less round in
Uh-huh.
3 dimensions.
Uh-huh.
It says applies
Uh,
apples, and oranges aren't perfect spheres, bruh. It
what?
said both are spherical.
All
For
right.
example,
Can you,
even though they are never
can
perfectly
somebody share my
round,
screen real
even
quick?
though they are
I didn't
never
let him
perfectly
talk.
round, a
I didn't let him talk.
spheroid
Share my screen
has
real quick.
roughly a spherical shape.
That's what he
Nigga, bro,
called it.
I ain't even gotta
Oblique
keep going, bro.
spheroid.
And that's what I'm saying. If a motherfucker
Spheroid
think
is
you
what
beat,
Neil
if you
deGrasse
motherfucker
Tyson
think you beat
called
us
that
niggas
shit.
because they
That's what he
ignorant too,
called
motherfucker. Your ass don't
on
even
the real.
understand
Hey,
basic
watch
English trying to
this.
correct
Share
us.
my screen. I'm not about to
And
argue with
Fuck
you,
Jehovah
out of here.
shaped.
man.
That's why he
Share my
made the
screen
statement
real
Jehovah.
quick.
Yes, Jehovah
Hey,
is
share
all
my
night, but
screen
not
real quick, bro.
electromagnetic radiation.
Hold on,
Nigga.
Cosmo. I'm about
Calm
to
All
down,
right, share
brother.
my screen real quick. I'm done
Naga,
Want to
filtering.
be disingenuous
What
and
is
say it loud.
listen, what is the shape of a sphere?
It's a sphere.
It's a
A
perfectly round
sphere is
two-dimensional
already a
Bruh,
shape
motherfucking
where
shape.
every
That's a
point on the
redundant
bruh.
question.
surface
What is
is
the shape
the
of a sphere?
same
A
distance
sphere,
from
nigga.
the center. This dumb
Yo,
nigga
but hold
didn't
up.
even
He's
know
saying,
that.
wait, he's saying that the Earth is
The
not a
dumb nigga
perfect
didn't
sphere.
know that.
He,
A
Bruh.
sphere, a
It's crazy,
sphere
bro.
is a shape that is the
calm down,
same
bro.
distance from its center at every point.
The
He
dude,
didn't know that. And then he thought spherical. So let's look up the word spherical.
So you're gonna argue
he
about what he's
did
not
All
talking
already.
right,
about. That's what
let's
you're
look
about
up
to
the
argue
word
about.
He did
spherical.
No, you
already.
did that
Why
the
would
whole
you
debate
go
already.
Listen,
You
be
arguing about what he
quiet.
wasn't talking about.
Be
Why won't you?
quiet. It's
Why you
like
ain't
a
arguing?
sphere.
Hold
He
up.
did it
Related
already.
to
Like a
gravity.
sphere, right? Which means
Yeah,
Guess
that it
like
what?
ain't
a
a
Guess
complete,
sphere.
what?
a whole
Guess
Yeah.
sphere.
what?
Bro,
Round.
what the
Guess
fuck?
what's the synonym?
Shaped
Round,
like a
globular,
sphere.
ball shape.
Shaped like a sphere,
Guess
shaped
what?
like a ball, shaped
Let me
round. It's
dagger
shaped.
him one
Yeah, it's
time.
shaped
Let
spherical.
me dagger this dumb
Wait,
nigga
what's your
one
point?
time and
What,
for
hold up.
all,
What's your
right?
point, brother? What's your point? What
Because
is your
He
point?
the
don't
I
have
point
a
want
is
point.
that
King
the
Hurt.
He
atmosphere
don't
Shout
is
have
out
a
to
not
you,
a
point.
King Hurt, bro.
sphere.
I'm glad you
Yes,
came
it
to that
is.
great
It's
universe
spherical.
Listen,
up here
no,
tonight.
it's
Tonight,
not.
you know what I'm saying?
It
I'm
No,
shout
the
out
is.
to you,
It's
atmosphere
man.
is
shaped like a
not a
You
goddamn
demonstrate a lot
teardrop.
of
A
sphere.
teardrop is
non-quantity, King
spherical.
Hurt, indeed.
No,
Hey,
like
All right.
the earth.
type in is a teardrop
Listen,
spherical.
no,
All right,
Type
like
in is
the
a
earth.
teardrop spherical.
Like the earth itself, the atmosphere is more accurately described as an oblate spheroid. See,
Nigga, oblate
this
sphere.
nigga
What
said
was the last word? What is
elongated.
the last word?
This
What
nigga
is the last
said,
word? What is the
this
last
nigga just
definitive
said,
word?
this nigga
Fuck
just
out of here,
said,
bruh.
what
Fuck
is
out of
an
here, man. You're
elongated
done. You're
spheroid?
done.
Female right
That's why we
This
don't
Crazy,
nigga
like
bro.
dealing
done.
with disingenuous ass
like a
niggas.
female
Nigga,
right
It's
now,
this is
just
bro.
why he
crazy,
done.
bro.
He
That's
didn't
why
know
we
what
don't
Larell,
an
deal with
oblate.
disingenuous
Larell,
ass
He
niggas.
didn't know
Larell,
what an
hold up,
oblate
Larell,
spheroid
That's
was.
why we
Larell.
don't
Female
deal
right
with
now,
Why
disingenuous
he
Hold up,
ass
I'm
came
I'm
niggas.
gonna
up
wait till
here
we get
trying to
some order, then
describe
I'm gonna
this shit
respond.
as a
This
spheroid.
is
He
crazy.
said
Cosmo.
an elongated
This is
spheroid.
crazy.
Nigga, it's
No, I didn't say the
oblate,
Earth
nigga.
was an
You
elongated
said
spheroid. I
no,
said
you
you don't
said
know
the
what an elongated
atmosphere, nigga.
spheroid is.
No,
You're
you
weird,
said it.
bro.
You don't know
You
what it
weird,
is,
bro.
nigga.
Oh,
Because it
You
ain't
just
one. The
read this
atmosphere
thing and
ain't
just
one.
proved
It's an
yourself,
oblate
bro. What are you
spheroid,
talking
nigga.
nigga, what the fuck
You
oblate
said
mean?
an
What does
elongated
oblate
sphere.
mean? Nigga,
He
pull up
don't
the
know.
definition of oblate and let's see what it means.
Nigga, it don't
about?
have
This
to
nigga
be
bugging out, bro.
Nigga, pull up the
All
on
right,
every
definition of
side.
all right,
oblate and see what it means, Mr.
Force, bro.
Smartass.
we
Here you
gon'
go, right
Pull
here.
it up.
Don't
Pull it up, nigga. Pull it up
we gonna
Right here.
and
hold
get
off.
your fucking head busted.
Hold up, the host talking. The host talking. The host
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, yeah. We gonna hold off on the spear debate for a minute, man.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
got
man. Bring them where the judges at?
look,
yeah,
look.
he said with the judges. We got some more people on the platform, man. We're gonna give them a welcome. Then we're gonna take it back to the Naga brothers, and then we're gonna
Oh,
take.
they just talking? Oh, I thought we was doing
Nah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. We finna ask some more questions, but we gotta give room.
no,
Nah,
I ain't here
nah,
to. I'm not here to argue with niggas' beliefs.
bruh.
Yes,
I'm
you
saying
All
are.
that.
I
Yeah,
thought we
you
were
are. Sure, you are. That's what you
look.
heard.
All you
You
do,
heard
hold
to
up,
beat
hold
on
up.
your
Let me
chest.
tell
I
him what's
thought the
going on.
judges. I thought the
Let
judges.
me tell.
That's why I
Let me
came.
Bro,
tell him.
you ain't read that shit even thought that, bro. What are you talking about, man? Stop
Yeah,
being.
did the nigga just text me and told me to
Look,
come up
look,
here? What the fuck?
Nigga,
hold
this
on,
shit
let me
say
explain
Naga
to you, brother.
uninterrupted. Nigga, it says
Right,
Naga
that's Naga
uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted is the name of
Man,
the
you
show.
gotta stop that,
Oh,
bro.
okay, well then I'm in the wrong spot. My bad.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
nigga
kick
just
one.
told me,
Yeah,
hey,
kick
the
one.
nigga just told me, I done been the nigga just told me,
Nah,
hey,
you
hit
not you
hit
not
the
in the
link in
wrong. You
the
not in the
Nah, you're
wrong.
not,
it's
You
all
not in the
good,
wrong
nigga.
spot.
nah, you're not
I
in
ain't
the wrong
nowhere where I
spot,
ain't
bro.
want it,
Hey,
nigga.
bro.
Nah, you're
Nah,
not.
you
You
not in
did,
the
you,
It
wrong
ain't that
look,
spot.
type
You
of
not.
water.
I'm
You
not
just,
trying to
you
be
know.
where I want it, and I
Hold
can't
on, hold
even
on,
get
hold
a
on,
word
hold
up,
on,
nigga.
hold on,
Talk
y'all.
about
Hey,
this,
bro.
nigga.
Hold
Hey,
on,
bro.
y'all.
And
Hold
fuck
on,
all
y'all.
that hoe shit, nigga. I want to see them judges.
You
What the
not in the
judges
wrong
Yeah,
say.
we
spot,
do too.
Cosmo.
You dig
You
what I'm talking
We
about?
do
I'm just
too.
in the wrong spot today,
nah,
nigga.
no, you not,
You dig
Cosmo.
what I'm
Nah,
talking
bro.
about? Well,
You
I'm not
not
here
in
to
the.
Nah, bro.
argue a nigga beliefs.
Yeah,
Nah,
So
nah.
what you
bro, we're
doing
not here
then?
to
Doing it.
argue.
Why,
So
Nigga,
We're
what
we
not
you
just
here
doing
had
to
a
have
then?
debate.
whatever
So what
discussion
you
we
doing
want to
then?
have. It's like
Nigga,
it's not that
I'm up here
the
So
checking
question.
what you
We
liars,
don't.
doing
nigga.
then? So what you
We
doing
have
then?
no
Checking
problem
liars.
with your questions, Cosmo.
No, nigga,
Your
you
line
ain't
of
got no
questioning
questions.
been
I
good.
murked your boy.
No,
I
I'm
killed
talking
No,
your
you
about
God.
your
didn't.
Nigga,
question.
I
No, you
killed
did
your
not.
false God in the
No,
You
you did
didn't.
debate,
not.
nigga.
Let me look.
Nigga,
Yeah,
what
you
did
What
you
you
yeah,
rebut?
did.
What
he
did you
gotta say that,
rebuttal?
nigga. He
What
gotta
Hold
what
say
up.
did
that.
you
Don't
actually
try to.
rebuttal,
Nigga,
nigga?
See, I didn't
Nigga,
want to do
my
this.
whole damn
that
demonstration was
nigga was
about
so
fucking
scared to answer
biophotons,
a
nigga.
I didn't
question.
want
What
to
did
do
you
this,
where the fuck
Cosmo.
did you
Yeah,
Hey,
you
rebuttal
scared.
nobody, one
biophotons,
mic,
nigga?
one mic.
You
Cosmo,
No,
Fuck
scared of
one
out
the
of
bro.
mic.
light,
here. You didn't
Cosmo,
Bro.
hold
rebuttal
up,
shit.
hold up, man. Hold up. Calm down,
this is
man.
wild
Yeah,
crazy.
nigga.
Nigga
calm
didn't
You
down,
rebuttal
scared of
bro.
the
shit.
light.
Nigga,
God
my
All they
whole
damn.
gonna
You
do
done
is
started
sit
conversation
going
was
there.
on
with
each other.
nigga, he didn't rebuttal
Hold
not
up,
one
You know
fucking
what
thing I said.
Hey, until then, nigga, breathe in and let that light in, hoe ass nigga.
Or the light
What
Yeah,
are
always
your
you
gonna
daddy
be. You
talking
one.
can't
about?
turn it off.
All right. It looked like he pieced out, man. We got some
That's
order in.
cold
That was
blooded.
some straight female shit. Like you
That
was
was
yelling
wild
at
crazy,
women
Hey,
man.
about all like
we got some more brothers on the panel, man. I want to give
don't
Priesty
make
King,
sense,
Peace to
man.
King Hercules, man. Peace to Silky D in the chat, man. Almighty, man. One of the greatest debaters of all time, man. Peace, peace.
Hey, what's going
What's
on? What's going
good,
on, man?
man? Y'all got a lot of fire going on tonight, huh?
It was
Oh
real.
shit.
It was real
Yeah.
quick, man. You
Bruh,
know that's
I'm
good for
telling
the
you,
energy,
Silky.
man.
See, I'm
It's
about to
getting
tell
hot
you
in
what it
her.
is, bruh. I'm about to tell you what it is. He came up here to show the world, and the rest of y'all would not have heard him. At. You heard me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because God is light. Light is electromagnetism has been a trending topic for the better part of the last 5 or 6 years. And every time it touched the airways, sparks fly. Pun is fucking intended.
Yeah,
I
like
hear that.
the nigga want to claim a victory, and half the part of the debate is rebuttaling your opponent, right? Nigga, I rebuttal specific fucking shit that came out of your mouth in real time. In real time, right? I did that shit. Nigga, my whole demonstration was about biophotons. You didn't bring up one article saying biophotons was pseudo. You didn't bring up not one article saying that these biophotons are not essential for biological life, right? So in a debate about God,
Why
in
don't
a
y'all
debate
recap
about
it?
God,
Why don't y'all
in a
recap it?
debate
Since y'all
about
both
God being light, you did not rebuttal the one thing that connects
you can
humans
show
to
him where he's
to
making
the
mistakes
fucking
in the
concept of
offense.
God. The one thing that connects your dumb ass to the concept of God, nigga, your ass did not rebuttal the shit. And you want to sit here and talk about
Bruh.
you won some shit? I don't give a
Not
fuck what
only
the
that,
damn results are.
Not only that, bro, it's like he came up here and did the same thing he did in the debate. I'll get what you wasn't saying. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
did the same shit everybody else be doing. They attacked the Bible. And he attacked the Bible and ain't even bring his own God up until Naga called his God to the fucking forefront
God.
and showed that his God is all light. But you want to tell us what light it ain't when your book say God is all light.
And that's an absolute. Like how you sit here and
Talking
talk
about
about that dumb shit and your God is the absolute light.
Yeah, that's
Like it's stupid. It's dumb. And I'm like, I hope the judges see that shit and judge that shit accordingly because nigga, it's not a fucking mystery, nigga. That third round, nigga, fucking sealed the deal, nigga. That was a fucking face shot with a double barrel sawed off shotgun, nigga. Dead. Your God is all light, nigga. Now what, nigga?
Hey, and then not to mention, look, let me share my screen right quick, man. I ain't want to do this shit, but I'm gonna do it since you can't did that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you made it like it was we was opt out. You know what I'm saying? Like you was in the wrong place. I'm about to show you. Yeah, you was in the wrong place. Oh
Hold
Lord.
up. You know, but I know you about to get deep with it, but I got a couple of questions though, bro.
Bring them
Yeah,
out.
hey, bring them out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know that's what we up here to
You
do.
ready?
You know what I'm saying? King Earth. Yeah, that's what we up here to do. It's like hey, but you know, you not gonna. If we could pull some information for you to see, you know what I'm saying? Now, I know we're gonna have contention in certain areas, you know what I'm saying, but we done been there. You know what I'm saying? We always hash it out through the information. You know what I'm saying? And like if it's actual factuals, once you see it and you deny the information, then where we go from there? You know what I'm saying? The man
Right.
said the oblate. He said that he called it a spheroid, and I'm like, man, that's the only thing I agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson on is that he called the bitch a oblate spheroid.
Right.
And you go look it up and show that the Earth is a fucking oblate spheroid, but not wrong. That type of shit. That's the type of shit that you know
Nigga, a
that we
fucking
gotta stop.
sausage is an oblate spheroid. A damn red rose sausage is an oblate
Bruh,
spheroid.
Well, they say it's
look,
supposed to be pear
look.
shaped,
This is what I'm
right? It's supposed to
talking
be
about.
Yeah, a
You know
circular.
what I'm
pear is
saying?
an oblate spheroid.
He attacked the
Okay, now
Bible. He ain't
what
attacked.
part of the globe is the topper part of the pear? Supposedly, is the oblique part.
Well, it's the top and the bottom. It's the top mostly, but it's the bottom too.
Okay, so
Bruh.
hold on. So the Earth does fluctuate, or
I
it
think
does
I think the
Nah,
expand
bottom
and
it
retract.
I think the bottom
Well,
is
then how can it go from top to bottom
like
then?
for one, it bulges out at the equator because of centripetal forces. It bulges out in the middle, right? And so the north and the south pole are smashed in. It's like a more like a football shape.
But so you're saying the Earth contracts, like it expands and retracts?
I'm saying that the
No.
Earth is if the
So
Earth was
hold up,
the
Will.
So
Earth
it's
Let
so
me
it's
read this
football.
right.
It's
fat.
football. So
The Earth
it's
is
pear
fat
shaped on
on the
both sides,
fucking
right?
is the fat around the equator is because that part is spinning faster than everything else, and the fucking the middle the north and the south
It's
pole is smashed in because of the mass displacement
hold on.
because
So
of
you're saying
centripetal force.
it's spinning faster on a certain part of the globe?
Yeah, the equator
No, he's
spins faster than the rest of the globe.
no, 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 not that
So
the equator is
what's the
spin
speed
fast.
on
No,
that
he's
then?
saying
No, never mind, man. Y'all go ahead.
no, he's saying that it's not a perfect sphere
I'm
because
just
Right,
of the
asking.
rotation and the
right.
pressure. You know what I'm saying? The gravity it smashes. It don't make it a perfect sphere because of the gravity. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's
It
a
got
So the
like a little
speed
wobble
makes it
to it.
shrink. So
yeah.
Well,
you're
The
saying
no,
the
gravity.
speed shrinks it up.
it ain't no different than if you took a ball and you spent the ball extremely fast, right? Eventually, the north and the south pole of the ball will start smashing in because the centripetal forces that's going around the center of the ball, you know what I'm saying? Because of the axis going through the middle of it, that shit
Right.
is moving faster because it's spreading out. You
That
know,
But
velocity.
isn't it
Yeah,
solid though?
that
yeah,
velocity is not.
solids can be colloidal though. Solids can be colloidal. Like something that's colloidal is also solid though, bro. Yeah, like and what I mean by colloidal, like gelatin is solid. Um, fucking jelly is solid. Um, like all of that shit, snot, that shit solid. You see what I'm saying? Like so you talking about it's colloidal. The earth is liquidy. It got liquid. It's liquidy and it got tectonic plates and shit. So it bends and
Okay,
give. It
so
bends
let
and
me
give.
ask you.
It's not like a hard. It's not a hard ball.
Yeah.
There are
So
soft
you're
spots.
saying it's two different speeds from
Come
the
on,
equator to the
man.
top of
Yeah,
the oblique
the
shape.
equator spins faster than the North Pole and the South Pole.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean just look it up. We got the internet right here. Just
Oh,
look it up.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Look. I wanted to get to this. You know what I'm saying? Because he threw Yahweh at us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and we telling everybody, we've been telling everybody, but this is a universal concept. It comes from the collective of humanity, right? That's what we've been saying. The collective of humanity. You only threw one deity at us, and that wasn't your deity, because your deity is all light, right? So here's a comprehensive list of light deities, which include deities such as Apollo, Greco-Roman, Amaterasu, Japanese, Ra, Egyptian, Surya, Hindu, and Shamash, Mesopotamian. Each embodying
Now,
different
Laurel, why
aspects
didn't
of
you
light
pull all them out in the
from the
debate?
sun
Like,
and
I
dawn
thought you was gonna
to
pull out
general
some sun
radiance.
guys.
You say
Embodying
what?
each
I said I
embodying
thought you was
different.
gonna pull out some
Come
sun
on,
guys.
now,
I
Silky,
could have swore
bro,
you was gonna pull
Silky,
out some sun guys.
Silky. We're not in the
Yeah.
back chat, Silky.
No, I'm
Each
just saying while
embodying.
you're
Come on,
bringing up the
bro.
sun guys, I
Yo,
thought
shut the
Laurel was
fuck
gonna bring them up
up.
in the debate.
The man interviewing us about God is light is electromagnetism, and we just had somebody come up here who tried to throw one God at us, Silky, and claiming victory when the judges have yet to speak. Let the judges speak, and then we'll say who won. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let that take place. But since you did that, okay. You know what I'm saying? You tried to post debate on our show. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, you want to post debate, here you go. A comprehensive list of light deities include deities such as Apollo, Greco-Roman, Amaterasu, Japanese, Ra, Egyptian, Surya, Hindu, and Shamash, Mesopotamian. Each are embodying different aspects of light from the sun and dawn to general radiance. You heard that? General radiance. Other light deities include the Greek Titan Helios, that your Bible is named after, Helios, Biblios, and the goddess of dawn, Eos, the Norse goddess of the sun, Sol, and the Mayan sun god, Kanik, Ahu. You heard me? Greco-Roman, you got Apollo, the god of light. Let's go down to that, because this list get bigger than just the one they just mentioned, right? Apollo, the god of light. Eos, Titan goddess of the dawn. Helios, Titan god of the sun. 8, the primordial god of the upper air and light. What's that? Is that the firmament on top of the firmament? Which one you talking about, right? The ether, that's what Tesla was talking about. Aurora, Roman goddess of the dawn. Hemera, personification of day. Nigga, day, that's light, right? That's what separates light. I mean, day from night, right? It's
Period.
light. Hyperion, Titan god of light. Nigga, why you ain't throw all the, it's a whole lot of more light deities you supposed to go talk about. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Yahweh and Jehovah, which is all light.
Right, and that's why we keep saying like it's a
You know what I'm saying?
universal concept. It's not coming from one particular ideology.
I'm gonna
This,
show
this
y'all
is
the
this is a
Egyptian, right?
trend in human social order and social structure. It's a trend. Look
Right.
at it.
I'm
Look at
gonna
all
just
them fucking light
scroll. Look,
deities.
Japanese. You know what I'm saying? You got the Egyptian, Japanese, Mesopotamian, Slavic, Celtic. You know what I'm saying? And this list ain't even the half of it, my brother.
No, like we could
But even
just have list after list after
Lucifer,
list.
Joshua, be out there listening, motherfucker. Yeah, God is light is electromagnetism. Even Lucifer,
All right.
Lucifer is an Italian god. It's not even a fucking Hebrew entity. It's
right,
fucking Greco-Roman. It's from the Greco-Roman people. It's a
right. And this ain't
Latin god,
even the half of it. We
Italian god.
can't even get into, you know what I'm saying, Ingai the Kikuyu, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? We ain't get into fucking Chupu, you know what I'm saying, from the Igbo,
Olarum.
Olarum, you know what I'm saying, from the fucking from the Yoruba. We could take this shit all around the world. Nigga, we can go to the
Nigga, we
fucking
can go to the Berber people, nigga, top
bruh,
up.
you're right on the rail. We go to the Berber people. We can go down in the motherfucking the Pacific Islands, and you're gonna find this
Yeah.
shit. It's like everywhere that man has went and documented spiritual systems and shit like that, they have found this common theme. So when you just throw the god of the book, you don't even follow though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you follow your OISP, but you gonna throw the king, you know, the Bible letters. That's not your book.
All right. Can I ask you? I got 2 questions.
Go ahead.
So I feel so. Me, I'm a me for myself. Yeah, I would consider myself a traditionalist. You know what I'm saying? African. You know what I'm saying? Traditionalist. Um, and I already asked brother King Naga this joint. So brother Laurel, I just want to let me say this. Yo, I you know what I'm saying? I heard you brother speak before, and I agree with a lot of stuff you guys been saying. You know what I'm saying? I agree. I think this is probably one thing that, me and you guys, you know what I'm saying, will bump heads at. But as I asked Brother King Naga this is the first question, as you explain, God is light is electromagnetism. But the only problem I have with that is that, I would say, I would look at it, I would say electromagnetism, that's a part of the creator. You know what I'm saying? Because the only reason I would say that is because, number one, it fails when it comes to, dark energy and dark matter. It fails at that point. And number two, it fails when it comes to spinners, you know what I'm saying, and gluons, the Higgs boson. There is no electromagnetism interacting with the Higgs boson or the Goldstone boson. So it fails at that point. You know what I'm saying? And these are not theories, you know what I'm saying? We know this not because of the Maxwell equation, because of the Dirac equations. They show that, there is no interaction with electromagnetisms on that level. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it can't be, you know what I'm saying, it can't be the creator itself. It has to be a part of the creator, you know what I'm saying, an expression of the creator, because the creator wouldn't fail, throughout the whole universe at all.
So let me ask you this, right?
Definitely teach me.
Let me ask you this. You keep saying it's part of the creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. Is your arm part of you?
Yes.
What about your skin?
Yes.
If I punched your arm, would I be punching you?
Yes.
Huh. Okay, so if I heard your voice, would I be hearing you? Is your voice you?
Yes.
Huh. What about your aroma, your natural smell? Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that light is a part of God. That means that you're agreeing with us that God is light. Now, we're not saying that God is only light. We're not saying that God is only light, but this part of God, we can actually measure and sensationalize. Like we actually interact with this part. That's
Yes.
all we saying. Now
Yes.
the other parts of God, maybe you got some type of wisdom. Maybe God gave you more wisdom on that to explain to the people about. But like we was granted the vision to see it from light perspective, from the perspective of electromagnetism. So I mean, there's other things out in the universe that could clearly point you back to God. But as of right now, light or electromagnetism or electromagnetic force is the one that uh it's the one force that covers most, if not all, of the attributes that the omni attributes dealing with God: omnipresent, omnipotent, omniconscious, omniscience, so on and so forth. All of those different omni characteristics, which are the attributes that we use to actually identify God or identify something that's divine, right? So, cause like people talk about this shit, like what, like how do you define what is divine? Right, we would have like how would you measure that or govern that, right? So we're saying that what is divine is that which shines, right? And shining is radiance, it's light. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why we're saying that it is that which shine is because the root word of divine has always meant either God or light. You see what I'm saying? So we're always stuck at that conundrum, like, damn, here it is again, God and light, you. That's the Proto-Indo-European root of the word divine. So when we say what is divine, when you talk about divine wisdom, what is divine wisdom if you're not describing it as shining? You see what I'm saying? If you're not using it in the sense of light, then how can it be divine? Right, because you have no other way to determine what is divine outside of something that shines. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, like I said, I implore you, you can go look and try to find something else in the universe that shares those same qualities and characteristics everywhere at the same time. It's not affected by time. It's in everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it has the capacity to know all things or to carry all information. which is omniconscience or omniscience, being able to have the capacity to know all things.
Yeah. Yo, that was a beautiful explanation. I love that. So thank you. Yeah. Now I understand your you guys' point of view better. So yeah, damn, that was nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what this is for, man. That's what this is for. Silky D, what you got, man?
All I'm gonna say, King
Oh,
Hurt, is
nothing. I'm just chiming in, man.
that's why he's
Chiming
the
in, so saying hey,
electromagnetic
showing some
Messiah.
support.
We
Like I said, I'm
appreciate
gonna keep
it.
saying it though, so people understand that. Know what I mean? By no means is this to replace your God. You feel me? This should be something that shows affirmation. Know what I mean? It should prove your God. It shouldn't make you upset when you hear it. Know what I mean? It ain't something to be defensive about. It's
You
not a
should get tired of atheists bashing on your ass about how you ain't got no evidence of your God. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Naga fix that for you. You can thank us later.
right. Right.
Electromagnetism is the evidence of God.
Yeah, most
God is
definitely.
light according to all the ancient texts.
Yeah, you
So for
see
you
that.
to
You see that.
say God ain't real is to say to say light isn't real. To say light doesn't do at what it does, which is the electromagnetic force, which is charge. That it's not doing exactly what it does, and it's forever the same. The only thing that changes is states, but it's always inherently the same, negative and positive. Negative, positive, neutral, the three-party system. Negative, positive, neutral, three-party system. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Nigga, share wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You see what I'm saying? It's a three-party system.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I feel that is a good explanation, and I think I don't know. I might be I might be the brother. What's that guy's name? The brother. Pandemis. What's his Pandemis?
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all know what talk about
Yeah.
Pandemis. The
Yeah, talk
atheist.
about
Him and the other brother. They both like black atheists, and I'm like, how you going to be a Pan-African atheist? You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. You know
Okay,
what
so
I'm saying?
Paz my man. So I'm
Yeah,
not gonna badmouth him.
I know,
So
but what you said was like it explains the intelligent design. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? What you were saying.
yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because when you let's talk about intelligence, right? I keep trying to tell people, right? The true intelligence is not being able to do all these that's not true intelligence. True intelligence is left, right, up, down, yes, no, off, on. That's true intelligence. Round, square, triangle. That's real intelligence. When we looking for intelligence, I mean, just go ask science. When they looking for intelligence, you know what the fuck they looking for? Geometrical shapes and patterns.
Right,
Why?
yeah, that's base
Why?
level. That's base level. Anything on top of that, I mean, it's just a plus.
Why geometrical shapes and patterns? Because geometrical shapes and patterns, niggas, says that there is some type of intelligence here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So and charge arranges matter into geometrical shapes and patterns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, nigga, what the fuck? This shit's amazing. God is the sun and the shield. Your Bible say that shit. Nigga, go study the sun and find out about the heliopause that protects the solar system from the interstellar rays, cosmic rays coming from interstellar space. Go read about it, how the sun protects you like a shield. Go read about it. Your book talking about it. But they lied to you and made God into an anthropomorphic fucking figure and turned God into a man so they could control you. They don't want you to have physics level information in your head. They want you to keep running around catch 22, nigga, trying to be this perfect saint type of, this kumbaya pacifist. No. You cannot control a fucking people with fucking physics level knowledge in their fucking head. You know how hard it is to enslave a people that can sit back and create chemical compounds out of just the basic shit sitting around them. You know how hard it is to enslave a people, nigga, that could sit here and engineer fucking weapons from scratch?
Right.
Huh? You know how you yeah, okay, but guess what? You know how easy it is to conquer a motherfucker when all your ass know is the Bible said. The Bible said, yeah, the Bible didn't tell you nothing about nothing, survival, didn't tell you how to generate no energy, none of that shit. And you need all of that shit right now in 2025 in order to combat everything that's fucking going on.
Yep. As long as they got us thinking that we only good at music and sports, you know.
Music, sports, nigga, make comedy. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, we brilliant, bro. And once we get up into them physics and you get them niggas into genetics and you get them niggas into particle science and plasma science and shit like that, we'll revolutionize the world. But we got to get our people enthusiastic about it. You know what I'm saying? It's the future. You feel what I'm saying? We talking about the future, baby. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest with you, like far as moving forward though, King Herc, like you will be a good addition to the premise because you're a fucking mathematician.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that. You know, make that move.
Oh, well, you a mathematician? Oh, well, put this in your chamber and smoke it. Okay. An equation that details gravity as an electrostatic charge, right? Can you do it?
An equation that details gravity as an
electrostatic charge, and orbits and things of that nature are double layers of energy differentials coming from negative positive differentials from surface matter and atmospheric.
Yeah, that's like I think that's the Lagrangian joint. You're dealing with the Lagrangian Ladrak equations.
Look, I know the language, bro. Like all that other extra shit. I know the language. I could see the science in my head, bro. Like I'm not a mathematician. You know what I'm saying? But I hear and see the science in my head. So I'm more of an intuitive scientist. You see what I'm saying? So I hear and I see it, and shit makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I be needing I'm like for you to be a mathematician, I could throw you these concepts in my head, and then you could translate them into equations, and then we can put them against these white boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to compete.
Hey,
I'm trying to compete.
What we all know. That's really what we all know.
Yeah, we trying to compete, bro.
That's what we really want.
Yeah, we gotta. It's that, it's time because it is past time for us to stop. You know, depending on white people for their validation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't need it.
Right.
You know
we gotta form our own way.
We got our own people and shit. Been doing shit for so long.
And like I want to point this out. Like when we start creating these technologies and innovation, listen, y'all, we cannot create this shit in order to make money. We got to create this shit in order to become a cultural phenomenon. Like we need the uncle being the tinkerer in the basement again. Like fuck that little you man cave nigga. That motherfucking workshop down there. You need to be putting shit together and stuff like that. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like I said, man, you guys be on a lot of shit I agree on, man. We gotta get our people back to that phenomenon of not just doing the science, but doing the science in a way that is beneficial for Black people. You know what I'm saying? Not just I mean, so we all want to make money, but it's like you gotta have it in your mind that you don't need to go work for Lockheed and Martin, 3M and shit. We got to start our own shit because you know what? The shit that bug. I tell my daughter. My daughter's at college now, and I told my daughter this at her last year. You know what I'm saying? At high school, I said, "Yo, you and your friends, y'all need to start thinking about building and making corporations that's going to benefit Black people." You know what I'm saying? Don't think about
right.
Don't think about
it's interesting that you say that because Naga also has a plan for that too. I mean, that could be another show. I mean, we could slide it in right now or be another show. But yeah, we got an idea for that, liberating idea.
Yeah, I was explaining to her, like, you don't just think about opening up in a business. It's more, no, you guys got to think about opening up corporations that's going to be international and
No,
and
shit, it ain't even
tackle.
got to be international, nigga. It could be national, right? And
Mhm.
dominate so fucking hard on the national scale that they ain't gonna have no choice but to make it international.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and this is the idea, right? And excuse the French and the terms we're gonna use, but like
But
this is
it is
rough, and
what it is.
we still ironing shit out, right? Okay, so the idea is to run a campaign for a million niggas, man. We're gonna eliminate some debt and things of that nature. After we campaign to get these million niggas is gonna be the engine for this corporation. So we're gonna tax ourselves about $40 a month for about 2 years, 1 million of us, after the campaign, we're gonna tax ourselves $1 million. That give us $480 million a year. That's $980 million after 2 years. After 2 years, the corporation come online and we're all issued company cell phones, which eliminates your cell phone bill. So you don't pay a cell phone bill because the company pays that. And then you're an investor and an employee of the company, so your house, your rent and your lights and gas and all that stuff becomes subsidized because we paying that shit. The corporation's paying that because you know what I'm saying, because your house and dwelling is an office, and that also includes your car. You know what I'm saying, especially if you're going around scouting for more businesses for the corporation. Now, the money that we get from the interest of sitting in the bank for 2 years is going to pay for the cell phone line, the million cell phone lines for everybody that has cell phones. Like I said, you can get any cell phone you want. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the fuck. But the plan is free. You don't pay for nothing as long as you with the company. You see what I'm saying? So as we go along the years, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be collecting this money. So uh the money that the corporation generates they only generate from membership dues. They only get money from membership dues. All of the bulk of the money that is collected from the members is used to create micro businesses for that 1 million people to sustain themselves. So the corporation only works for the 1 million people. So it doesn't do anything outside of what the 1 million people want or all agree upon. So if you belong to this corporate, if you one of those 1 million people and you lived in, let's say, this rundown neighborhood, you would call the corporation and tell them, hey, I want you to come in here, build X, Y, and Z. We're gonna make these condos, or we're gonna do this, that, and the other. You're the project manager over this real estate thing in your name, as long as you with the company. You see what I'm saying? You need a car. It's gonna create a actual car lot where you're actually selling cars, and you're the project manager over there. You can hop in any one of the motherfuckers you want to. You see what I'm saying? Like in the end, you're not gonna have to do anything in your life except for pay that $40 a month, because the corporation is going to be funding your life, right? It's going to be funding everything, vacations, anything, food stipends. Like you're not buying food because the corporation got grocery stores and farms and all of this other shit, and all of that stuff is given to the million people free of charge, and the rest of it is sold for profits. When the corporation makes money, that goes into the investor's pocket. It doesn't go into the bank account of the corporation, because the corporation is only there to facilitate those million people. It's not there to do anything else except for serve those million people. So if the corporation decides like, hey, we want to build a new water system in Haiti, right? The million people will come together as a big ass Congress, and we'll put those things on the table, and we'll go for the votes. You know what I'm saying? And like, we need a 90 percentile vote, a 90 percentile vote in order to go ahead with the plans and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the colleges and shit that this corporation creates, those million people, their children and their children's children go to those schools for free, but everybody else in the nation got to pay, and they got to pay a regular tuition in order to go to the school. So that'll keep that school running. And plus, I mean, it's a million niggas funding that shit, it ain't gonna never fall. So that whole idea is an economic group, economic experiment that we can employ for our people to show them what actual Black unity looks like. And once we're able to display that power, that display of power, using group economics and group efforts, and with one goal in mind, not 1,000 goals, but one goal. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it simultaneously, but we're gonna do that one thing. If we're gonna build, there's this little township or some shit, some abandoned town. Okay, well, the corporation to go in there and rebuild that whole thing. We hire Mexicans, the whole 9 yards, come in there and rebuild that shit in like 2-3 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Like,
it's funny because what you're saying is, what you're describing is, I am because we are. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're describing. And once our people actually realize, if we stop fucking imitating these Europeans, man, we're gonna be on top, man.
Yeah, and so like that idea is kind of like it's kind of like the beehive or the ant colony, like kind of in reverse and shit. Instead of everybody working for one, like, a queen or some central power, the entire corporation worked for um the whole structure works for the individual workers putting that shit together. So like I said, when the company dissolves, the investors become the benefactors of whatever the fuck the company acquires. So that's gonna be land, property, businesses, boats, houses, all type of motherfucking shit, right? So that shit's gonna have to get liquidated. So guess who we give that shit? The corporation can only give it to the million people. And now the million people could take that shit and give it to whoever the fuck they want to. You see what I'm saying? But that's how this corporation works. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy into no motherfucking stocks in this corporation, because the corporation gets all of its funding through those million people. And then like I said, we could start running other programs. So like if you want a house, let's say for instance you want a house, so we would have you pay a certain amount of money for 2 years into that program. But that'll be a whole different program with a whole different group of million people who whole point is to be able to buy a house and have a house forever. And if you want to move somewhere, the corporation is going to make sure you have a house that is equal to the amount of money that you set the program for. You see what I'm saying? So if you say like, okay, I want a $300,000 house, right? The corporation will never find you a house that's less or over 300,000. But that's just for that 1 million people. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, everybody not gonna want the same thing at the same time. Everybody got different needs and wants and shit like that. A corporation this big could buy up huge resorts, and then actually house their own people. House their own people in resorts that hold 10, 15,000, 20,000 people at a time. You know what I'm saying? Buy up whole islands and just house our people. If y'all want to, retire and shit, nigga, y'all can retire on this little island that we bought. You know what I'm saying? Like type shit. You know what I'm saying? We could start doing certain things that's beneficial to our people, like an actual Black conscious retirement home for our scholars and our you know what I'm saying, or master teachers and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's a great idea. We was even considering a cruise line of making that be one of the goals, is to create a cruise line that go from the Caribbeans to Africa, because ain't no cruise line that go directly across. And that'll open up a whole new trade route.
Nah, for real.
But yeah, that's a sidebar conversation though, bro.
Yeah, God is light, light is electromagnetic to them in the fullness thereof.
Oh God.
And then always we get that type of reaction from somebody when you explain it to them, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's a brilliant plan. The hardest part is to get the 1 million people to campaign to us to all get on one accord. Like, hey, We're gonna start this group, this corporation. It's 1 million of us. We 1 million deep. We ain't gonna start collecting money or doing none of that shit till after we collect 1 million people. And after we collect 1 million people, that's when the magic start. Because the idea is to get to a point where every month the 1 million people make one of the people in the 1 million a millionaire by everybody giving that nigga $1. Right. So now that you're a millionaire, you can facilitate more niggas. You can give more dollars to more niggas at a time. So like, it's a brilliant idea, bro. I mean, imagine we hold on.
Okay, while we wait on Brother Larrell to come back, I'm finna run this quick commercial break, man. Quick commercial break. Shout out to the Titan family.
In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation, it's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day. Man, hand heated, the room will spin. If men get treated, them goons gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in. Got paradigms in the box you in. Don't matter paradigm, paranines, and your clock won't spin. Hear the sound.
Pair 9s and your clock won't spin, man. We got Brother Larrell back, man.
It did say paradigms and your clock won't spin.
Niggas in the community got bars now. There's definitely bars in the community for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If anybody else got any questions, you know what I'm saying, you can hop on the panel.
Who's coming help? I got a few more minutes before I got to dip.
Shit.
What y'all got, man? We got any questions from the comments? Questions from the comments?
Any comments from the audience? So yeah, man. Again, like I said, God is light, man. Like I said, can be the bridge, the gap that a bridge over the gap between atheism and believers. You know what I'm saying? It's a place where y'all can meet and congregate without the bickering and fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's where y'all can both appreciate each other's essence, if for the lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Because the brilliance of that, like, I mean, the brilliance of the mathematics that go behind that shit, the beauty and the symmetry of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Get you in the mind frame to appreciate the beauty and symmetry of God. You know, and when you think about those geometrical shapes, think about the laws and the commandments, because those are also shapes, things that shape and form and mold you into a certain being. And when I say being, I mean like existence, not necessarily a person. When I hear the word supreme being, that's what I think of as a supreme existence, not necessarily a person. When y'all say it, y'all might think of a person, but when I think of it, I think of a supreme existence. I can't call it a person. It's an existence. It's a being. It's a state of being. It's a being. A field. It's a being. It's a field. It's a like I mean, it's so many different ways to like describe God. Like I'm like, and those are the best ways to describe God is by using those terms because that's the only way people will be able to visualize that shit. You know, when you talk about the boundlessness of God, like how does somebody envision that unless they ever seen something boundless? Like when you say God is, you know, like the ocean. Imagine somebody who never seen the ocean before, and you sitting here trying to tell them God is like the ocean,
So
or
real
God is.
quick, what you saying? God is like the ocean. That brings me to something. I just wanted to throw out a little bit earlier, I guess, to kind of give some of my understanding, or combine some of my understanding with y'all's understanding, because you said if anybody's using or starts to use electromagnetism to prove their God, to thank you later. And I think I told you before, I always used to bring up kinetic energy. And the reason that I would bring up kinetic energy is because I was like, bro, I've been big into cymatics for years now. And a lot
Yeah,
of
man,
people,
semantics, that shit, nigga.
yeah, a lot of people don't get into it. Like, you ask somebody if they know what it is, and they literally never heard of it for years. And it's like, shit, I'm seeing that if the years is going on and people still not knowing about this, is some, it's some low key under the rug shit where niggas gotta really have they scholastic goggles on to even find it. So, uh, my understanding is that the Most High in some of this movement is vibrations. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
definitely
Vibration is oscillations.
Yeah, that's
Oscillation
talking
is
about
frequency.
isolation and frequency. Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you start getting into hertz. You see
right.
what I'm saying? When you start getting into hertz and like hertz and frequency oscillations is also part of the electromagnetic force. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it's
right,
intrinsic. It's intrinsically intertwined into it
right.
because of the state of matter and energy and all that other stuff. So
Right.
that's what
right.
I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like
So,
that's what you're dealing
and
with,
just to
oscillation and wave frequency. You know what I'm
and
saying?
yeah,
and to land real quick before I forget the thought, me and you was talking before about like magnetic plates and how it's possible for things like the moon to have an effect on the movement of the ocean and things like that. And I think that's one of the things we even get as an observation to get an understanding, like as above, so below, is how the ocean can be still, but it's still moving. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's like you had mentioned earlier, you know what I'm saying, about studying plate tectonics, and you had made that in relation to electromagnetism. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I came across that studying for a debate I had, you know what I'm saying, dealing with Israel, whether or not it was on the African tectonic plate. And I wasn't even looking for electromagnetism to be even related with the study I chose to use, but it wound up being anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So that took me down a whole another lane because the earth is like a conductor. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It has its own magnetic field, and it's interrelated with the whole entire planet, including the atmosphere and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And people really don't grasp that this shit is related on just about every scale, every level, from the micro to the macro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we I couldn't be against you saying vibration and vibration and frequency though, because that's what we're talking about. It's the same shit.
And might not let me bring this motherfucker in one. A lot of schools like they charge extra people for one. They might, like they.
Who that? It's every aspect of the science. Know what I mean? And that's what people fail to realize too. Know what I mean? At the same time, because when we expressing it and people call themselves looking at the science, they only looking at particular parts of it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
not the whole aspect of it, right? So when we talking about vibrations and things of that nature, like bruh said, that's relevant to oscillations and now I mean there's scientific numbers and theories on that. Now I mean that goes along with the electromagnetic spectrum. I mean, so it's more encompassing than just light alone. You feel me? At the end of the day, that's why I tell
Yeah.
people, I mean, to try to familiarize yourself with it as much as you can before you try to establish an argument. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you start arguing it, you're only arguing it from the standpoint of, I mean, a percentage of what what we know electromagnetism to be, and we only know a percentage of it. Now, I mean, like scientifically. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, so a lot of arguments and whatnot be disingenuous because people don't know. They know what they know when they Google and right then and there when they argue on with you about perspective of it. I mean, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
like people don't know about oscillation and the sombrero theory. Know what I mean, and things of that nature. Know what I mean, where we still have charge without necessary motion. Know what I mean, at the end of the day, for people that believe that motion come from charge, I mean, charge come from motion. At the end of the day, know what I mean, even something that still wouldn't necessarily be still. I mean, just like a zero electromagnetic field area, I mean, doesn't necessarily mean that there's no electromagnetic field there. I mean, at the end of the day, but people wouldn't know that if they didn't look into that. Because I've seen people try to bring that up as an argument, although they didn't use the correct term of it. I knew what they was talking about when they was talking. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like, bro, we gotta look at that shit with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Because people be trying to throw the big bang at us when it's like we not standing squarely on no particular cosmology. But if you ask us which one we lean towards, it'll be plasma cosmology, EU. You know what I'm saying? Electron universe type shit.
Right.
And
But
they automatically try to dismiss that, but here it's physicists on that side too. You know what I'm
looking at
saying?
it, going
It's
off
like
of the given science that we
just
know, right?
right,
With the Big Bang Theory, right? In
right,
order for you to have a singularity, regardless to what they telling
bruh.
you, in order for you to have a singularity, you have to have an
You
electromagnetic
gotta
field.
have right. You gotta have that.
It's impossible for you to have a singularity of any kind without an
Without it.
electromagnetic field.
Yeah, and then the way you describe this singularity is a hot, dense point, and you telling us you had heat. You know what I'm saying? Infinite heat with no thermal radiation in the infrared spectrum.
Right.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That much heat, the thermal, it would have been so hot, that shit would have turned to visible light. You know what I'm saying? You would you had
Right.
infrared and visible light coming off of that shit. So it's like, come on, man. What
Like
you
so
playing
we
with?
typically like we study a lot of the different theories, know what I mean? And then we come to rest upon, know what I mean, certain theories that might not be popular theories, right?
Right.
Today, right? I was told this, right? The only thing that's different between pseudo and leading science, non-pseudo science, is time, right?
Right.
Because everything today that's proven, quote unquote, right, was pseudo 40, 60, 80, 100 years ago.
Right.
And this is like a fact in science, like noted science. I mean, at the end of the day,
Nah,
I
for
mean,
real.
then we see the conversion of where science going. I mean, we definitely going into the electromagnetic plasmic universe.
Yeah, on the real. That's the way we're headed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they're starting to experiment. You know what I'm saying? And come up with theories that Gravity is a emergent property of the electromagnetic force. And for me, that make more sense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the easiest way to guts. That's the easiest way to get the grand unified theory. It's for them
Right,
to admit that gravity is emergent property of the electromagnetic force. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
And the grand unified theory basically answer for a lot of things and cut a lot of things that's unnecessary out.
Yeah,
I
out the way.
mean, because when you
Because all
look
you
at
can do
it,
now, all you got to do now is call that shit the electromagnetic force.
right, right. Because even when
You
you
know
look
what I'm
at it,
saying? It's like,
people bring up I the strong force, right? But when you objectively look at it, right? Not even objectively look at it. When you read it, right? They cannot explain the strong force without using the
without
electromagnetic
referring to
force.
the electro, right?
Right, right. And then
It'd be the same shit with gravity.
right, and then when you fundamentally look at it, right, the strong force is the electromagnetic force, right, on a smaller scale. Regardless of what they named it or how they named it, right?
Yeah, you're still talking about charge attraction mediated by
Right,
force carrier. So
right.
at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they only broke this shit up in order to be to explain it to you on different levels, on different scales.
And that's why I be saying, that's why when I be asking, that's why I said I'm not willing to sit up. I have a conversation with anybody, right? But I'm not willing to sit up with and argue with motherfuckers, right? That don't know the information. You don't know the information. You literally Googling as you going along. I'm not about to argue with you, right? What we could do though is you could go and brush up on the information, then you could come back and we could have an educated talk because it'll make for a better conversation.
Yeah, you just don't hear us out there saying God is the strong force, God is the weak force, God is gravity, because you can't find the people around the world saying that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't see that in the text, but we do see God as light. So that's the main focus.
It is not relegated to just the Bible.
Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, it's just that most people that we deal with back here, you feel me, if you biblical, you feel me, like try to make it relevant to you on a level that you can understand, you feel me? But motherfuckers feel attacked for some reason.
Yeah, it'd be crazy though, cause they'll throw the book at you, and the book say God is light. It's like we had just covered that. God is everlasting light. You know what I'm saying? Like Immanuwel said, he went and looked it up, and the Hebrew word that was used is all. All means light, and when you go to the usage, it says everlasting light of Zion instead of the sun and moon. But you want to tell us that that's not what it's saying when it's literally what it is saying. You know what I'm saying? And this the book you choose to throw at us though, and then you try, you twist the word. You saying it's the word of God, then you twist the word of God right in our face.
Right. But the thing is crazy because if you're a believer, is somebody telling you the same thing your books say? I mean, what is it like ego? I mean, how could you not agree with somebody that's saying the same thing your books say? Like, it's not even a part like you don't believe like the electromagnetism part. Like, all right, you don't wrap your head around that. You don't understand that part, right? You outright no, God is not light.
Bruh, it's like, and you know what we got? You know who really, I'm about to tell you who put us on that Isaiah 6:19 and 20, bro. I don't know if you remember from we used to be in the Lions Den name Apostles of Quine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We argue with that man, bro. Shout out to that elder. We argue with that man all day about God is like one day. And at the end of the day, dog, that boy hit us up the next day. He's like, you know what? I ain't even much gonna argue. I ain't gonna argue with y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? I come back and bearing gifts and slid us that little passage. He's like, man, y'all just take that. And he left
mm,
that shit alone.
Yeah, man. You can move on and you that's one thing I say too. I mean, again, not to take nobody God from nobody, but if you want to grow in your spirituality, then you probably got to get away from the religion, right? I call religion GMO God, right? Because it's watered down. You got to kind of establish your own relationship outside of the confines of what somebody religion, know what I mean, might have you going through, propagated upon what some man felt as though was right when he was oppressing the people he was oppressing when they made that. You feel me? At the end of the day, that's what most religions type shit. You heard? Know what I mean? But yeah, people need to step away from religion, and you can still worship the same God you doing in your religion. Know what I mean? You just don't have to do it from, know what I mean, that religious point of view. Know what I mean? You know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know what's required of you. Know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Okay. So one final question from me myself. Um, and it could be eventually controversial, but once I understand God is light, where do I go from there spiritually?
Spiritually, I mean, that will be up to you, right? Because your connection with God is your own, right? But whatever you believe, understanding this, right, should bring you closer to your God because now you see how the wonders are worked within reality, know what I mean, day by day at the end of the day. You feel me? So where you go once you gain that understanding will be a road totally of your own. Because like I said, this isn't something to replace your God. It's not a replacement thing, right? This
Yeah,
is
so right. So let's just say I'm Christian and then I understand God is light. Is there anything that could like maybe help my connection to the Most High when I'm praying? Maybe should I be in a different?
I think if you study the information, right, I don't think that if you religious, right, and you study the information and come to the conclusion of this is what it is, I don't think um outside of you just wanting to keep with tradition will continue to do certain things that you do now, right? Because um your relationship right now isn't propagated on what somebody else is telling you, right? Per se of how you have to be according to this religion. Your your relationship with your God will be propagated on your day to day based upon what it is you know from the understanding of God is like this electromagnetism. Your thoughts that you have, the reason why you were able to take drawn breath every day, right? The reason why you feel hungry, the reason why you could perceive anything else outside of self. Know what I mean, the reason for self, right? These things interact with you every day, every moment of the day, right? If you feel as though you need to give reverence and still pray to that, which is, know what I mean, hopefully what it is you still believe in, at the end of the day, ain't nothing wrong with that. Is that required of it? Know what I mean? In my paradigm, no, it's not. Know what I mean? At the end of the day. But like I said, this brings you closer, and this understanding should bring you closer into what you already believe, right? And having that understanding, right, will judge where you go in the moment of understanding or overstanding what it is you overstand.
Right. It shouldn't change anything about your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it should give you more insight within it. You know what I'm saying? To know that it's something real that you do praise and worship, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't change that. You know what I'm saying? It just should just give you uh, a sense of knowing how to identify whatever it is you praise and worship. You know what I'm saying? We're not even telling you to change whatever you've been practicing. You know what I'm saying? It's like once my mom heard the idea, she's a Catholic. She was like, she know God is light, and she knew light is electromagnetism, and it just was that, and it changed anything. And she looked at it, she's like, I never looked at it like that, but it, I've had the same conversation with Muslims as well. You know what I'm saying? Allah is light. You know what I'm saying? And they know that what light actually is, and it be a
Yeah,
eureka
people,
moment for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, people had different realities based
uh,
off of the information, based off of
for
how
sure.
deep they go with the information. Because you do have some people you meet them and just propagated off of the fact that God is light, they're gonna agree with you because they know that that's what they books say. They believe that. You feel me? So they have no argument with you about that. They got questions on the light as electromagnetism part, but then when you break down the science, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I have no, I mean, at the end of the day.
Right.
But
You know what I'm saying?
then you have people that, I mean, scratch the surface level, know what I mean, get whatever they need, know what I mean, then they understand, know what I mean, but then you got people that go in depth for real, know what I mean, and that, know what I mean, will have whatever outcome that it have on a person, know what I mean, at the end of the day.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like once you came into this understanding, it set you free of something mentally, possibly?
Yeah, questions. Yeah, so questions.
I said it answered a lot of questions for me too. You know what I'm saying? And it gave me a new interest in research. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really did because
Like my question
the
is,
field changes so fast till you got to really keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're having so many damn breakthroughs till, you know, you might get stuck in the stone age if you just slip for a week or two.
right, like one of my biggest questions was, I mean, especially when I was younger, if God was this, that, and the third, you feel me? He could present himself to these people that's supposed to be in these books, know what I mean, so far back, know what I mean, but he can't present himself today, right? So it's like that within itself is questionable to me, right? But
Right.
then also, know what I mean, thinking at the same time too, like maybe what I'm looking for ain't what I told what it is. The whole time I'm out here looking for, know what I mean, the thing that created everything, know what I mean, but I'm looking for something although don't look like me is relevant to me, right? And it's not apparent. It's not there. Know what I mean, it's only there in stories across the whole world. You feel me at the end of the day. Know what I mean, but then when I refocus my perspective, I mean, gaining the understanding or overstanding, I mean, in which I gained, I mean, I for sure overstood that, I mean, what I was looking for would have never appeared to me because I was looking for the wrong shit to begin with. I mean, so when I take what religion say or things of past say on this topic, right? And I can make it relevant to what we know today. Now I mean, or what we have today, outside of the human perspective, right? And the closest thing we have in our reality that facilitate what we say God is outside of the human aspect, right? Is what electromagnetism is.
Right. So once we, I guess now we lining back up with kind of where I'm going with my questioning or line of questioning anyway. Do you think that your day to day, since we're speaking of day to day, has an effect on your mood?
For my mood,
Yeah.
mm,
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, like
Your day to day, just your day to day living doesn't have an effect on your mood.
no. Rephrase the question.
I'm not sure how to rephrase. Like, what if if
Do
something
my mood affects my day, or do my day affect my mood?
does your day affect your mood? If you go out and begin to start your day,
Yeah, I
and
think all humans, they does that.
But yeah.
yeah, okay,
I try to control it to a certain degree, but yeah.
right,
Right.
right, right. Okay, that's what I'm getting at next. So your mood would then have an effect on your emotions, correct? Or as far as the expression of them, because just because you're in a bad mood, don't mean that you have to express that you're in a bad mood. But a lot of times, because you're in a bad mood, if you begin to express something, that's gonna show, right? So, with that line of questioning, uh, if there's certain, I guess, religions or religious aspects that simply the gist of the religious part of it, or the commandment or instructed part of it, is for a group of people, or for some religions in their case is for the entirety of humanity. um
I don't know no
what,
religions like that except for Christianity.
you said you don't know any religions like that?
Outside of Christianity, no.
So are you
For the
familiar?
entirety of humanity,
No, that's why I said either or. I said for a specific group of people, or for certain religions, the entirety of humanity.
um,
So we could go to the ones that are for specific groups of people. So if these instructions are given to specific groups of people, how do you feel about that aspect of religion? I guess in any type of relevance or correlation to God being electromagnetism.
no, but okay. Um, I think once you people will still probably have a complex even after they learn the information on electromagnetism, because melanated people will be better received to elements and elemental dangers and shit out there. Due to electromagnetism itself. So it has to protect itself from itself. In order for things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Know what
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I think if you really got into it, like stuff like that, depending on the individual, might go out the window. Like me personally, I I I won't throw any religion out the window, right? But I understand what filler is, right? And there's a lot of filler, and I think once you have certain overstandings about certain things, things that I would consider filler, a lot of people kind of put it to the side. But
Yeah,
then
Okay.
you still
you
have
know,
people that have that complex that are melanated. Like I said, feeling like they chosen. Over other people in the world, based upon the science of melanin and how you better receive. Radiation from the sun and things of that nature, environment and shit.
yeah. Well, we not telling you to stop following the laws and commandments and stuff of
Oh,
no
no, no,
no
no,
religion.
no, but no,
You
no,
know what
no,
I'm
no.
saying? It's
You
like,
gotta remember, I'm
yeah,
hosting right now, so
right, yeah, I know,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, but we're not that's for the overall audience, watching audience. We're not telling you to not follow what governs your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like whatever it is governing your life, making you a better person. we suggest you keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Right.
doing that. Don't change that. You know what we're saying has no bearing on that
Right.
tradition you have.
He
That
has nothing for you in
you know
replacement.
what I'm saying? Yeah, we're not trying
Right.
to replace that. Yeah.
So my lining, hosting and playing from the outside, and from a perspective based, just solely trying to get the understanding and from an outside view, was to get to a personal point that I wanted to make, and something I wanted to leave y'all brothers with, because I feel like I got a good understanding of what y'all putting down. Like I say, it's not really necessarily something I feel like I even have to say I agree with or believe. Once I say I understand it, like that's where I'm that's where I'm at with a lot of stuff. Like that's where I conclude with a lot of stuff, because of my understanding of God and its power, or his power, however you perceive it. With that being said, I think every person, um whether atheist or theist, would like to live as long as possible. I think that natural feeling, outside of believing in anything outside of yourself, tells us a lot as humanity and what our goals should be. So the fact that we just want that, naturally, majority of us, 99% of us, would want to physically live as long as possible, unless you're just in a super fucked up predicament, or you are paraplegic and feel like shit, if your dick don't work, you might as well be dead anyway. We not talking about your percent, but the majority of people would want to live forever, whether physically or have the understanding of eternal life. uh, with that understanding, I would always put down that, even though you have the understanding that you have of God, continue to go further in attaining the goal. And if you're going to go further in attaining the goal, understanding isn't the end all be all. So you guys have a great understanding, but that's why I asked about the continuation afterward, because your spirit is going to live for a long time. Like, you guys have this understanding, and your spirit is going to live on the day to day, and it can still increase on the day to day. It can still elevate on the day to day. I believe that we all have the ability to transcend, once this flesh perishes. Some of us believe in some type of carnation back into human flesh on earth. Some people believe in other dimensions and realms and everything else. However you believe, whether you believe in nothing, even if it's just your physical on earth, like I say, continue in elevating your spirit, and not concluding in an understanding, because it's much more out there. And once you get to the point of, like I said, I ain't trying to spill no beans as if I got the answers, but that's why I was just giving hints. Like, for me personally, just having this understanding has actually increased my understanding of, a possible connection with God, or even, uh different perceptions of the Bible. Even though, like I say, it ain't really changed my perception, just because I can see another perception. But that opened a lot up to me, like I said, just off the fact that, hey, you got to remember, just because everybody look alike, don't mean that the scriptures that you read that tell you, hey, these scriptures are for a specific group of people, that you're supposed to be thumping it on them. So we might be, getting to the same, uh deity, or the same power, or the same consciousness, or same intelligence, and describing it differently. But I think the whole goal is still trying to get back there. And I know everybody's not a Bible believer, but it's a very powerful conversation. I think, in my opinion, possibly one of the most powerful conversations in the Bible, besides, um the conversation between Job and the Lord. Just off of that story. But as far as conversation aspect, Nicodemus and Christ have a conversation in John 3. And he says, you can only get to the Father if you came from the Father. And to get back to the Father, you must be born again. And he tells him in so many words in the context, he's clearly not talking about coming back through a woman's womb. So if we have the possibility to get back to something that put us here, then that's what we should be attaining. And if you feel like it's electromagnetism and you got a spirit that can connect to that, then I need some more information from y'all besides God is light. You see what I'm saying? And that's to push you guys and support you guys to keep going, because I don't think that's all. I think you guys are actually on to something, and it's a lot more that can be grasped, even though we know we won't grasp it all. And I say, with that being said, I digress. I feel like y'all had a great spiel tonight. I'm open for any more closing remarks you guys have before I run this last commercial.
Yeah, shit, but we can't tell you what the spirit is. You know what I'm saying? We can only make guesses at that. But in our opinion, our guess would be that it's an electromagnetic phenomenon. Of course, when you die, it's going back to the source, and it just can't be created or destroyed. So it's going to return back to the overall. It's going to return back to the system. So it's like once you understand your connection with God and everything else in the universe, you understand that you're not gonna. There is no debt, basically. There is no debt. Yeah, when it cell died, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna go back to the. It's gonna go. What you, this cell would die, but you are not the cell. You are the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the idea I have, that the spirit is an electromagnetic phenomenon.
Believe the same thing. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we electromagnetic beings. I mean, we know that. I mean, we run off of electrical impulses. I mean, our nervous system, all that is electrical. I mean, I believe, like, yeah, once we shed this shell or whatever, I mean, our energy will go to whatever's needed within the paradigm. I mean, that
Yeah,
that's
I feel
that's
like you're right.
going relevant to going back. I mean, to your creator at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah, so
another thing on top of that, I mean, like, we know, like, not even looking at the TV stuff. I mean, looking at the like, government things. I mean, files of that nature. I mean, they use electromagnetic fields and things like that when they incorporate and finding spirits and things of that nature.
Right, right. That's just that spooky shit that we don't really be getting into. But
Right. I
when they
mean,
when they
so
go, you look at ghost hunters, they be running through there with the EMF device. You know what I'm saying?
right. But it's government documents of government doing this.
Right.
I mean, like, so these are points, I mean, that could be argued when we talking about it, but I mean, we really don't. Know what I mean? We really don't even get around to the, know what I mean, what happens to you, know what I mean, after this, know what I mean, at the end of the day. Know what I mean, no one could really say, know what I mean, because, know what I mean, no one experienced the after this, know what I mean, at the end of the day, and came back to really tell us about it. Know what I mean, I think the couple stories we got, know what I mean, is just things that happen when you sleep, know what I mean, or whatever. I mean, but yeah, like, that's my take on it. I mean, you go back to, know what I mean, and what you came at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was getting at. When you look at just something as simple as the earth and its age and the fact that it's aging, I think something like that in itself lets us know humanity won't be here forever. Um, and like I say, with that being said, I wouldn't be one to believe that. I don't want to just
But
superimpose as if you alluding to reincarnation. Are you alluding to reincarnation?
nah, like your energy, right? I look, it is. Let's just, know what I mean, kind of go left real quick, know what I mean, but still be relevant, right? Your energy will always be, right? Because it always was. Being made into something else and all that, I don't, I mean, I leave that, that's wishful thinking of man. Know what I mean, we don't ever truly want to be
That's
gone,
the
right?
point that I'm making. I'm
But,
with you. That's the whole point that I was making with my
but,
spiel is to the wishful thinking part. That whole wishful thinking, no matter what you are, what you believe in, deep down, that's one of your desires. Your wishful thinking is to have some type of life as long as possible.
but okay, let me give you this, right? It
Hmm.
is a theory in science, right? This goes along with understanding and reading up on electromagnetism and whatnot, right? You are made of particles that are fourth dimensional particles, right? Which will mean the third dimension you will exist as long as you want to exist. This is the electron, right? Not only that, right, but the electron that we have here in the third dimension is only one, right? So the billions and trillions of electrons we see is just one electron existing everywhere, right, at every point in time. And you're a part of that.
Hmm.
So
So
potentially dealing with that, right? Your existence could be forever in this dimension, right? And partially shared in every state of time in this dimension. And at the same time, possibly ascend to the fourth dimension because the electron exists in both. This is scientific theory.
yeah, so when you say dimension, are you aware of us living somewhere other than Earth in this dimension?
Huh? I'm the location of where we at in the dimension really
Right.
don't matter
Nah.
in the state of
Yeah,
talking
it
about
would it would have to
here
matter.
and this
It
and
would
another.
have to matter for my follow up question, because my follow up question was gonna be back to something that I stated earlier, in the fact that we can clearly tell that the Earth is aging, so it won't be here forever. Will that is that eliminating this dimension once the Earth is gone? That's what I'm asking.
No, because
Nah.
the Earth don't predicate this dimension. We got the whole
Right.
galaxy that will predicate what.
Right, that's what I was just asking. Yeah.
I mean, not galaxy, universe
Yeah.
that will
Yeah.
predicate what this dimension would be. So the destruction of the Earth wouldn't have any say so predicating the destruction of the third dimension.
Right. So the kind of things that you would have to fathom in having the conversation that we having, like the kind of imagery that I know is flashing through your head right now while we having this conversation. This is this is the kind of thought that I'm basically saying should continuously be provoked, and I guess being able to grasp moving forward, even with the understanding that you have. Because in so many words, like this is the next this is the next step for y'all. Like in anybody's religion, once you understand what God is, it's how to get to him or how to please him, how to do whatever acting out, you
Yeah,
feel like it is that.
that's man attributes. The thing that created all things don't need for you to please it. It interacts with you because you
No,
exist.
that's why I elaborated on what pleasing it is, because in a sense you can please electromagnetism by fulfilling out whatever it expressed you for. It had a purpose when it manifested into whatever it manifested into. So a raindrop is in a sense pleasing the cloud by it coming down to earth and hitting whatever it's gonna hit and giving it moisture. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I don't mean like literally pleasing as if you have to uh have some type of sensational submission to electromagnetism. That's not what I mean by far.
Yeah, I think like when it comes to me and my way of thinking, right? I think um continuing the gift, especially in today's time, not even today's time, because shit always been what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, so me continuing the gift that was given to me, which will be life, know what I mean, and not being reckless with it, know what I mean, is is reverence within itself, right? Because things occur for me to be here in my paradigm, right? So I believe the reverence that I could give to whatever created me is to continue on in whatever thought process that went into whatever process that created me at the end of the day.
And you just hit it on the head. So once you grasp that, there's no way that you could have no tact in your day-to-day motive. That's my whole point. There's no way you could think that your existence wasn't calculated to the T so intelligently to where we can only understand whatever kind of decimal y'all gave earlier. You see what I'm saying? So for it to have been that tactical in all its manifestation, we should be just as tactical on our day to day. According to what you
I don't
just
see a
said.
problem with that.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's how I feel within my paradox. So if somebody was to ask me that's what I would explain to them. I
Right.
mean,
So with that tact, what would be wrong with even possibly thinking that there is specifics when it comes to instructions, or specific when it comes to uh I guess in alignment. So if you believe that whatever manifested was tactical, then there would have to be some type of calculation. There would have to be some type of alignment, which means there would have to be some type of accuracy and inaccuracy. I'm trying to keep as much from saying right and wrong as possible. So with that being said, like I say, I always just circle back to humanity has always had some type of instruction that has been considered divine in any ancient civilization. Every ancient civilization that anybody can name that started to document had an understanding that there was intelligence that was given to them that was from something that wasn't them. That's my only thing when it comes to, I guess, I don't like to be Bible biased all the time unless we're debating,
no,
what I'm
no, I
saying,
get you, bro.
inside of that. So any type of religion, when I'm under the impression that it's more so instruction for whatever people that could grasp it. You know what I'm saying? And in the area of the Quran at the time, that would have been the instruction that they were going off of. Some of the Jews would have been knowing, hey, the
Yeah, 'cause
Torah is my instruction. Some of the Egyptians,
I
Yeah,
even think
yeah, I get
like
you. You know what I'm saying? That's
religion,
like a code of ethics. You know what I'm saying? That's like
right?
cultural practice and all of that. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Which varies from individual to individual, and we're not trying to change that. Don't see a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because us as individuals, we probably have cultural practices that we practice on that type of level that
Right.
governs us. You know what I'm saying? So now we're not telling you to do away with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because like for example, like my background as a Christian and a Hebrew Israelite, you know what I'm saying, kind of gave me my moral compass, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Reading about those instructions and some of those laws are good, you know what I'm saying? They're good laws. I don't necessarily agree with all of them, but the ones that I see work for all of humanity, there's no way I could be against them. You know what I'm saying? And all spiritual systems and religions got some aspects in them that are good for humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's just we
Yeah, I
should be
use like
trying to unify, like outside of the differences. You know what I'm saying? Around what they have in common.
right. Yeah, I use like religious laws or said laws of the land to be confirmed what I just got finished saying. Because if you look at them from a certain perspective, right, those laws will have you live longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So,
right, yeah. Cause like
so,
the
so that
dietary laws, right? It's like
right,
that
that kind of
that can go
circle.
towards your, you know, your health, your overall health. If you follow them dietary laws, especially like for us as African American, so-called African American, it's like our diet killing us right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these cultures and religions, spiritual systems have dietary laws that could change that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see that to be a, you know, a bad thing. You know, just because you know that God is light and light is electromagnetism shouldn't change that.
Right.
Yeah, I believe on several occasions through the expression of the literature of the prophets, not just what's written at face value. I believe we were constantly told to be trying to reach quote unquote Christ consciousness before Christ even came for us to have an understanding of that. Just as well as that being the same thing of saying us vibrating at the correct frequency. I believe all this is the same thing. Being holy, having Christ consciousness, vibrating at the correct frequency. I believe all these are the same thing and have got manipulated to be separate through men's writings. You see what I'm saying? But when you have the understanding of humanity, and like I say, we clearly have uh commonalities in instincts. You see what I'm saying? And one of the main instinctive feelings is wanting to live. Nobody wants to fucking die. You before you knew about God, you didn't want to get hurt. You see what I'm saying? It hurt you. That's something that you didn't want to happen, let alone fucking dying. You know what I'm saying? In your mind, that was being hurt forever before you had knowledge. So, uh, like I say, with that being said, when you go to the vibration, that's what I think the instruction is for. Because I believe that we physically vibrate as spirits, as spiritual beings. I believe we vibrate. So all of these different religions having laws that are pretty much 85% similar has to be aligning you close to this certain frequency. You see what I'm saying? Because in these times they didn't have fucking television, cell phones, and strip clubs. They had their own wickedness, but it's at an abundance times 10 right now, which is why I think we had certain laws put in effect because the the lords and the angels and the gods that were ruling over these people could foresee things that were to come and knew that we would need this instruction because none of the stories tell you that we got this instruction at the beginning of our creation. So this had to be something that was going on over time to where it was like, oh yeah, next 4,000 years, if they don't get to stop eating this shit right now and stop this bestiality and homosexuality now, if we don't try and nip it in the bud now, it won't be no humanity in 4,000 years. They'll be them fuck they self over. And then we'll have to start this spiritual cleansing process all over again. Because that's another thing that I think the scriptures give us examples and context over time is that we're only here for a spiritual cleansing. We're only in this flesh to get an understanding, to learn something. So whatever we learn after we're in this situation, we're going to be plugged in somewhere else. And I'm using the plug according to, the power, the electromagnetism. So if the source is where the power is, if we get unplugged, I mean, in a sense, the power is only in the source. But as soon as the cord get plugged back in, we back live. We back in action. So I believe angels were lords. I believe that angels are considered gods. When you look into Elohim, the word Elohim, one of the definitions is angels. I believe the God of the Bible was an angel of humanity. I believe he told us specifically who he was, and we misunderstood it for him saying that nothing in the whole universe was greater than him. I don't think that ever came out of his mouth. I think his whole premise was trying to get the people that he wanted to use and the people that he was speaking with to not get into anything else other than what he was telling them. I don't think this was anything malicious or selfish or greedy in just wanting a people to worship, because from my understanding, I feel like I'm one of these people. I believe it was to understand that he truly had a plan and a love for humanity or for us spiritually to be able to go somewhere else other than this flesh. And he's aware of this place already. So just like the brothers say, it's other dimensions. You might not ever necessarily go all the way back to the electromagnetic source. That wasn't my claim when I was saying go back to the Father. It's not what I meant. I just meant, like I say, the source power is at some point in time when your spirit leaves your body, we're not in an astral projective state. You see what I'm saying? I think we know things like that as simple as people being in a coma, people dying and coming back to life with their testimony, just different stuff to let us know that we're not in a sense of spiritual control once our flesh perishes. So, like I say, once again, just with having an understanding that there was an angel that appeared to humanity and gave instruction and said, look, y'all spirit is not going to be in this flesh forever. After you die, it's a whole nother realm. It's a whole nother place. But your spirit has to be cleansed and you have to be vibrating at the correct frequency to get here, or it ain't going to work. Either you going to be stuck here or you going to go to a whole nother dimension that you probably don't want to go to. And if a nigga don't understand what I'm saying, then 9 times out of 10, he's probably instructed by one of these other angels and already so far gone that he's fit for that. And that's my understanding of the Bible, speaking of things like other nations having other gods. It's people that just want to follow something else. And I believe that's from our spiritual origin. I don't believe that's just from humanity. And once we understand that, and then people like y'all that understand there's multiple dimensions, we can keep compiling these understandings together more and more and more and more and say, hey, this brother ain't talking like the rest of them brothers. Maybe I can compile some of that. The same way, you know what I'm saying? I can listen to y'all and say, hey, this ain't like the last nigga I heard. My first time hearing about this was probably like 2 years ago. A nigga named Sid. Y'all might know the nigga. And I thought he was bugged the fuck out because of how he was explaining it. He could never go into detail the way that I'm asking y'all to go into detail. He would more so go into the understanding of what light is versus black and how black is really light and
Yeah, we know
how
what you're
black
talking
is really white. You see what I'm saying?
about.
And it's
I
like,
know exactly what you're talking about. I debated him.
yeah. And it's like when, and it's nothing wrong with that necessarily, But I would need to talk to some brothers like y'all to start compiling understandings. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know that's pretty much all I'm saying, because you can't. I wouldn't ever take away uh the power of spirits or angels being able to appear to humanity, because like I say, I've seen a lot of stuff in my time, let alone the things that I believe to have been more prominent in ancient times. I believe it was way more receptible to for extraterrestrial activity to be understood back then. I
Let me
believe everybody can agree to that.
let me ask you this, playing around with the theory that I just was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that the electron is a multi-dimensional thing, right? What if the source don't reside here, right? What if the source reside in the fourth dimension, and what we perceive of God based off of the dynamics of perception from our point of view on how things will be viewed in the fourth dimension, here on the third dimension we will never see it in its entirety. We will only see bits and fragments and pieces of it.
Wait, one more time. Were you asking a question?
Yeah, like how do you feel about if the source resided in the fourth dimension and not here with us on the third dimension?
I believe that the scriptures tell us, according to the heavens, that would be my understanding, I guess, of a dimension aspect, is that I don't believe that the source is in the same dimension that we're in. I believe that that's a little loony, and that's definitely Christianity, white man cracking the
All
sky.
right, so you'll go with the fact that I'm just putting a number on it or a title on it based upon the theory of the electron. So you'll be okay with agreeing or saying that the source will reside in the fourth dimension.
Yeah, if if you were putting it somewhere like that, I could see
Okay,
that.
okay. Yeah, I'm only putting fourth dimension on it because that's what the theory's saying about the electron.
I can get what you're saying. When you put it in that aspect, because I mean, when you look at a nucleus, technically it's three dimensional, right?
Mhm.
So whatever is on the outside of the nucleus would be in the fourth dimension. I'm
Okay,
smarter than
and
you look, bro.
will be relevant to the nucleus.
You said what?
Will be relevant to the nucleus.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the scale he talking
I,
about, we will be like
yeah,
the
because
nucleus.
that's how I look at
Yeah,
things, like
correct.
a sort of a continuum, right? Like the farther down you go, the bigger things will get. Know what I mean? It'll just continue to go on and on.
Yeah, like if you look at the little imagery, the little AI picture that compiled the shit for us, I got it back on the screen now. If you look at that dome, I guess technically that would be the nucleus. Everything
Right,
on the
right,
inside would
right,
be,
right, right,
protons, electrons, neutrons, and the deity on the outside, the electromagnetism, would be in the fourth dimension.
right. But the waves that we see in the dome, which is a part of that God right there, right? That is all we perceive in this dimension, which would be the third dimension where we at.
It's perceived that way, but as far as we understand it, in science today, like in our conversation earlier, that would be considered in the gaps, even though it's in this dimension. So
Right.
I guess that would be to pose another question: if it's in the gaps, is this in this dimension or not? You see what I'm saying?
It's kind of what facilitates this dimension.
Right, and that would actually be, still be my answer. I would say, even if the question was posed, that if it's in the gaps, it's on the outside of the dimension.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I said, bro,
Yeah,
I don't. I don't disagree with the understanding at all. Like I say, it's just it ain't nothing, especially public or for the sake of people being able to have conversations with me and want to know my understanding. It ain't nothing that I'm gonna say that I agree with, but I will definitely be on record saying I understand it wholeheartedly, and I can't understand it and say that it goes against the Bible when I'm constantly having conversations with y'all relating it to the Bible. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yo, the next time we come up here is two subjects I want to discuss. They relevant to each other, but one of them is a fringe theory, and the other one is a scientific theory that's relevant to the fringe theory. Is one of them, the fringe theory is linguistic wave genetics, and the scientific theory is genetic effects of electromagnetic waves on people or humans.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can touch on that a little bit, know what I mean, and people can understand what we'll be talking about the interaction, know what I mean, to various levels, know what I mean, of the day-to-day, know what I mean, with the electromagnetic field. Know what I mean, the pros, the cons, know what I mean, everything.
Yeah. Shit, I mean, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, man, I try and load up if it ain't too lit in the community. If one of my fellow brothers having a debate or a face off or gonna be on one of the panels or something, sometimes I might shy away for an hour or so. We might go in a little later. Sometimes I might hold off for a day and do the off day on Tuesday or Thursday. But we try and get content over here at least like 5 times a week. We try to. A1 is hosting poker. He's hosting chess. He's hosting he's hosting poker. He's hosting chess. We're hosting presentations as well as debate reviews, as well as interviews for the tournament. So if anybody's in the actual tournament and you want to just drop off and do a couple minutes on an interview, pretty much let people know your premises, let people know what categories or topics of debates you'll take. We're wide open on the panel. Like I say, any presentations that you put together, like you see, y'all, we doing on average anywhere between 75 and 100 views in a few days to a week. So I say, if you can come up with a presentation and go live from your platform and our platform, however you want to do it, that's a guaranteed audience for sure. We've had upwards of about 40 live viewers in recent times. I think the most I seen tonight was like 11 or 12. So we opening the panel wide up. We still fairly new. I think we got 300 plus subscribers, maybe 400 plus now.
Yeah, I'm about to get ready to run, bro. It's almost 1 o'clock. I gotta handle some shit in the morning.
Man, same thing, bro. Like I say, the show is growing. It's wide open to y'all. Feel free to come back whenever, man. Just hit me up. And like you say, we got 2 more topics. Shit, we could set up a day next week or something, bro.
All right. Now go over everything, man. You already.
The business, you heard me? Gang.
Peace to the panel. Peace to the panel.
Next time.
Last commercial.
It's official. I've been hired as a recruiter for a major broadcasting company partnered with Roku. And guess what? We're on the hunt for the next wave of content creators, dynamic shows, and fresh ideas. Are you bringing positive energy, unique voices, and new material the world needs to see? This is your chance to shine. Don't sit on your talent. Let it stream to millions. Email me today, TitansDebateLeague@gmail.com, and step into the spotlight. The future of broadcasting is calling. Will you answer? In a dimension where infinity gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess, build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword will slice ya, or whatever the vice you recommend. Surgical, precise pin, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them booms gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm to box you in. Got a paradigms in the box you in, make a paradigm shift, the clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. It's the clash of the titans. Oh, oh, oh. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. That's your bands in this office. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet.